happens, but generally is really, really happy about the world, but just had this awful, interesting revelation last time Flynn was around, where a whole bunch of memories came back, and all of a sudden, bad trips. Touched a branch, and we're on this demi plane or something situation.
I told you guys not to go there.
We went there. It was
during the Forest Communion too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like the
that was the Forest Communion.
Yeah, the Forest Communion. Right. No, like, hosts. But yeah. And big revelation of like, oh my gosh, was not an Ivari druid this whole time. Actually came from outside from beyond the forest. And so, you know, learning a little bit more about Flynn and the actual star of the show of the boar companion, Truffle Pumbaa boar.
Truffle Pumbaa.
Yeah. In the real world, I am a college professor. I usually work with Jess, aka Zara, and I like teaching math and stuff. I also like science. That's it's me. I do it. Anyways, that's.
Thank you, Jen. We may have. Did we lose?
Yeah, I think it
part
went
of
up
it.
For a sec.
Okay, cool. Well, if you missed any of Flynn's backstory, I'm sure it'll come out in the episode today. Sorry, Jen. Twitch just hiccuped for a second there.
That's cool.
But moving along, Amanda, why don't you give us a little bit about Bree and yourself and whatever you like.
Yeah. So, my name is Amanda, Amanda McKnight. You guys can follow me on Instagram mostly. I am trying to get back into my Twitter, but on pretty much everything, I'm VampX13, and that's Vamp, like you spell Vamp, then the letter X, then 13. I was giving my Instagram to someone the other day, and they were like, Vampex, like it was like the name of a medication, and I was like, not quite, but I understand why you would have heard that, so it's all good. So yes, and other than that, Bree, the character that I play, is a tiefling who is an assassin, who is a thief, who runs a brothel, so she's kind of got a lot going on. She kind of is attracted to many people and loves many people, but trusts almost no one in her life. And she has like a very like secretive past. So some of the secrets are sort of starting to come out a little bit in the world. So we met Bree's aunt, who maybe was eaten by the forest. We don't know what has happened. We're going to hopefully find that out. As for me, I'm an actor / model / streamer / influencer / YouTube host.
Is that what your business card says?
Pardon?
Is that what your business card says?
My business card, I have different business cards for different things. So it just depends on what you want to talk to me about. And then usually I think I'm going to make minimal ones in the future. And then on the back right, whatever
Question
people
mark?
need to look at. Yeah.
Fill in the blanks?
Yeah, right? Because I have a lot going on. But you can find more about that stuff just on my Instagram page if you're interested. I just came back from Gen Con, so I'm a little loopy because I'm a little sick.
Gen Con.
Yeah, Gen Con.
Represent.
Oh, you got a shirt. I didn't even notice that.
I did.
Oh my
I did
gosh.
get a shirt.
So foolish.
You're kind of sick, so it's okay.
I'm kind of sick, guys. So I'm a little loopy. I'm on some cough medicine, so we'll see how that affects Bree tonight in the stream. Fun.
Bree, Amanda, whatever, has a little Gen Con sickness. I have a little Gen Con voice after...
Yeah, the con crud, as they like to call it when you're going to conventions.
Yeah, I got 32 hours and 4 days of DMing. If you're here from Gen Con, thank you so much for hanging out in my stream.
Hope you had a fun Gen Con.
If you're not here from Gen Con, thank you anyways, but that'd be cool. Moving over to this side of the table, one of you start, please.
Hi, my name is Megan. You can find me. You can find me on Twitter. Meg Gibson. I have an Instagram as well, Meg_Gibson1, but I'm more active on Twitter. That's me in real life, an HR professional-ish person. In the game, I am Harper, the human fighter who has been born and raised in the Ivari forest. Being a gladiator since she was 14. She's about, what did we say, like 23, 24? She's old.
She's old.
Did you say she's old and she's 23, 24? Hilarious. Also, Harper likes cutting off heads as well.
Yes, that is.
There's a lot of that.
She's only done one thing for so long, but now she's wanted to do more, and she's getting to do that with these wonderful people from beyond the leaves and beyond the forest, and learning friendship while kicking ass is what our beautiful business cards. we cut business cards because we're legit. I'll show Harper's first because that's the one we were talking about. They all have the same backs of, if someone can scan that, good luck, for our link tree, but everyone has their... they're like little trading cards. They're so amazing.
Yeah, I love them a lot.
All character art can also be seen on our Instagram at Roll for Dameage, from the artist Minook D&D.
Shout out Minook D&D.
Woo!
Thank you for that sweet
Amazing.
Minook.
Okay.
We also have, of course, one with our amazing GM on it, Lily.
Photo by Famers.
Yes, and us are more as well.
Yay, we're legit. Do business with us.
Yeah, that's me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Meg. And last but not least,
Hi, I'm Maxine. I don't use social media, I know. In real life, I'm just a unemployed recent graduate.
who's not being deported.
Yeah.
Probably.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Most
Please don't
likely.
deport me.
If you're in the Toronto area and you want to be on this stream, maybe hit us up, like, just in case, though.
So I'm gonna leave right now.
Everyone's like, cool. She didn't hear me. It was behind my
It was
hand.
an aside.
Stop hacking on my stuff. Nah.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. I'm staying here.
Yay.
Cassie
Forever.
is a tiefling bard. She's, trying to become the best rapper, I guess, ever. But, she's kind of learning how to actually be good. And, she has some family issues, but, she's just a happy little bard.
Who doesn't?
Yeah,
Who doesn't
exactly.
have family issues? I think everyone at this table kind of does. Well, their characters do, at least. I don't really know about their real lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll save
characters
the
definitely
real
do.
life family issues and the therapy for a Roll for Insight.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so wrapping up the announcements shortly because we got a big session ahead of us. Just a couple other short things. We now have more patrons, which is very exciting.
Thank you.
Shout out to Lynn, who props, dude. Thanks for being Maxine's beau.
Do we get to meet the NPC that he helped?
You'll
make
find
with?
out.
Whoa.
Because our
A bunch of our Patreon tiers involve rewards of being able to create an NPC in the world of the Avarian. So Lynn, our most recent patron, created a very amazing character that I'm excited to introduce, possibly today. Possibly, who knows? Shout out as well to some of our other new patrons, Jordan and Derek. You guys are in my real life and in my internet life, and I super appreciate both of you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, giving us money so that we can keep doing this. And I am just all kinds of overwhelmed with what I'm seeing here. Also, shout out to Ego Nowhere, who I apparently DM'd for at Gen Con and who is here. Whoa! Marketing words.
I hope you had a good Gen Con.
Yay! They also said that I was one of the best DMs they ever had.
Oh my
Not to
gosh.
brag, but
I mean, true.
yeah.
Can confirm.
Amazing.
I just feel
Thanks,
so
guys.
jealous that all these people got to hang out with you, and I was at the con, and Lily and I did not even get to hang out.
We were just exhausted.
We were both so tired. Lily was like, maybe we could hang out now for a bit, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, just give me a minute because I might go play a game quick or just chill for a minute. And Lily's like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm also tired. I was like, yeah, I'm also tired.
Yeah. I normally wake up at 11 a.m. Not
Yeah,
11
what time
p.m.
did you
That'd
have
be
to get up
crazy.
at?
I was up at 7 o'clock every day and going to bed at 3 a.m. every day. So
Yeah.
it was crazy. I was tired. My last table that was on Sunday, I was just on the table and I was just like, yeah, what's up, guys? I've been doing a lot of DMing, and they were like, yeah, you look tired. And I was like, sorry. I am.
Yeah, Sunday's always the day that everyone tells you look tired at Gen Con. I had many people telling me that I looked exhausted. And I was like, truth, that is a fact. I'm not going to even deny it. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a fun time. I'm excited to be there again next year, hopefully with a Roll for Damage like booth or game or something. But you know, we're taking the steps. We're doing it as we go.
Yep.
Let's see.
Another really exciting thing,
Yes.
at least I
Yes.
feel, is that you're switching to weekly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of
That's-
a big deal.
Thank you, Jen.
Love it.
Yes, we are going to be weekly starting this week. So
Yay.
come back every week for more Roll for Damage. I will write my ass off so that we can keep up with this, and hopefully it'll be good. We also have coming up, if you're in the Toronto area, you want to play with the Roll for Damage ladies, we have a Roll for Damage night coming up on August 26th in collaboration with Toronto D&D. And you can come play in a one-shot with some other fun ladies. Me and Jess usually DM. It's a good time. Yeah, there's, you know, we're doing a bunch of stuff, but just follow us on social media so that we can just get around to playing some good old D&D. Because I'm sure you're excited about our events and announcements, but I think we're all very more excited to find out what is up with Mary Key's Glade.
Yes. The
You-
dead forest.
Flynn approaches all of you as you stand in front of what is now the putrefied glade of Mary Key. What was once a lush, beautiful green growth of just love and harmony is now completely turned inside out, rotting, stinking, falling apart at the seams. Zara, recently become one of the Avari druids herself, takes this all in for a moment, goes completely pale, and faints, dead away. She's taken in by some of the other Avari druids, but you three, and now Flynn, as they come up behind you, are just in complete shock at what you're seeing. There's a number of druids gathered around you. Everyone, some are weeping, some are looking angry, some are looking shocked, but it's as if a blackness has just rolled over the souls of all of those who are gathered.
As Zara faints, I catch her, and there has to be some discussion for the druids to be like, no, we got her, and for me to take her away and then go back to that shock of, oh, the blade is ruined.
Hashtag Zarper.
Hashtag Zarper.
Just saying. Yeah, I don't know. Bree's probably just standing there, like, with. There was also your little pal.
Monty's there.
Monty
is there.
Monty had never seen the glade in all of its glory, but even he feels like affected. And for once, he's just like quiet and just like probably holding onto your hand or the back of your shirt or something.
Or the dagger still.
Yeah, with the dagger in the other hand, he was all ready to rush in and save the glade, and now it's too late.
Yeah, I think Bree is probably just gonna go investigate.
All right,
area.
You're gonna step in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Bree.
Same. I pull out my great sword just in case.
All right.
Flynn's
Also,
having
Flynn's
like
there.
Flynn's having like a bit of a hard time with this whole thing, but definitely trying to act kind of like wants to make sure you guys aren't overstepping anything,
Yeah.
right? Because like I think like Flynn's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna make sure you guys are okay, but also just this is a really sensitive time and just watching.
Yeah.
No talking about burninating. Okay, this is a very important time.
I feel like Flynn had like come out of their abode, seeing their friends and being like, I'm gonna say, hey, it's been a few days, and then
it's just like, oh,
the glade was just completely
Yeah.
corrupted. For those of you joining us for the first time, this is the glade in the forest that is basically the heart of the High Druid, and she is currently traveling in Lystra and was not here to see this, but now it's fecked up. It's fecked up, guys. All right, so you walk in. The ground is sort of awful when you step in. It's no longer like solid ground anymore. It's like all of it is just rotten, and you kind of squelch
Ew.
as you step in through this. Like from far away, it looked like it was rotting grass, but now it seems to be even like more rot and putridness. The trees have all twisted and warped and become this sickly green black as they reach down like like sickened tentacles in through the glade and twisting around everything. You remember the last time you were here, there were these little huts all around and sort of like rooms. Those are all now like completely corrupted. All the wood is like gone like brittle and black and sort of falling to pieces. The smell in here is atrocious. It just stinks like weeks old garbage, and that's basically what you see right now. What kind of investigation would you like to do?
I would like to investigate to see if I want to investigate to see if there was like any, if this happened like naturally, I guess. I don't know. Bree's not really much of a magic user.
I think for Flynn, it's definitely checking to see if there's anything still living, like anything that might be able to speak, kind of like communicate any of the hurt or have an idea of why this is happening. Kind of just
cool.
Just anything.
Harper,
roll me an investigation. Go ahead.
Harper starts like using her sword to like dig into the ground, see how deep this goes, and kind of using it as an excuse to get rid of some of that anger of just like hitting the ground.
Nice. Roll me an investigation as well, please. And Cassie.
Cassie's gonna actually like try to pee-dig away some of the smells.
Oh.
Well, mostly because she doesn't like the stench.
It's basically like a peated air bubble around your head.
No, but also just to like, you know, it looks horrible. I'm gonna try to maybe pee-dig as much. Make it look better.
All right.
I got a 15.
15.
I got 15.
12. Okay, pretty good, guys.
Yeah.
Good start.
Investigators.
So, Meg, Easy, Harper, you sink that sword in. Your sword is, I imagine, probably about, how big is that? 3.5 feet?
Yeah, it's a great sword.
Yeah,
so yeah,
it's
big.
Pretty big. It sinks in probably about a foot down, and the feeling of it sinking in is, oh God, like I can feel it. It's like going through like a sponge, but this really like slurpy, thick sponge. And when you sink your sword in, you get a little like puff up of that like putrid smell as it pierces this bubble, and you see a bit of like green ooze seep out from that wound that you just created in the ground.
I look at I pull out my sword. Is it like acidic, or is it just like?
It's just like gross green ooze,
okay.
like this like dark black green crap on it.
Trippy goop.
Can I just like? Do I have something, even just like a piece of cloth that I can like take a sample of that deep ooze and just pocket that?
Yeah, sure. We'll say you rip off a piece of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Flynn, with a 15, you look around the grove and you're trying to see, like, are there tracks here? Because you know that there were living things in this place before, the plants at least. You walk up to those vines and the trees and you take a look at them, and everything just seems to be dead. You don't even find, like, you know for a fact that there were probably chipmunks, squirrels, like small woodland creatures living here. You don't even find their corpses. Everything is just this massive black rot around.
This makes me really worried about like our person. Like, I don't remember the name at this point.
Which person?
Mary
Key.
Mary Key.
Was she in here?
Because like,
No, she was in Lystra.
But I just feel
you
like-
don't know what's wrong with it.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, to me at least, you know, where you live, that's your connection with, and especially that nature piece. Like, I think that we need to send an emissary to Lystra and check, or we have to go ourselves, but we have to figure out what's going on here.
You
Because
look down at Monty, who has been following you and who knows the way to Lystra. But anyways, maybe we'll figure that out later. Bree, you said that you wanted to see if you could understand
Suss
like
out
the
like
cause
the
of it.
cause, yeah.
Yeah, it's you know it's definitely magic. Like,
Okay.
it's definitely some fucked up shit going on here. There's
Is it blood magic? Do I have a sense of if
dark magic.
yeah, dark.
Dark magic.
Do I hear that? Is that
Yeah. It's Mama Okay is like
Artem is-
perched on your
okay.
back. Or sorry, Iris Jen. Her
Iris
name in
Jen.
other games is Mama Okay.
Irish Jen just is on like I'm like, hey, what are you doing here?
Dark magic.
Yes, I can. Oh my goodness, I could see that. That's what a 15 gets me. Irish Jen on my back. He's like, get off my back. What are you doing on there, Irish Jen? She picks up Irish Jen and like pulls her over her head and puts her down. Little Irish Jen.
It started off as a joke, but now it's just
real. Now it happened.
Bree's passive perception is so bad that she climbed up your back.
Somehow,
was
yeah.
hanging off of you. Maybe like your horns or something.
Oh my goodness. So,
I like to imagine she started walking and was like, oh, this is gross. Here, let me just climb up.
This is less gross. Let me climb up this.
So
you
she
can't just say these things to me, Lily. You know I'm going to take them seriously.
Yeah, no, it's the best because now this gets to happen. So you put her back down on the ground and she just like, yeah, she picks up like one foot and it's like one of those like bubble gum looking like strands of like, and she's just like, it is not a good place here anymore. We must retreat from this monstrosity. She makes the sign of the druid.
I was like, are you making the sign of the cross?
No, sign of the druid.
All right.
I kneel down beside Iris Jen and say, do you think this had anything to do with it? And I open the bag and show her the one flower that I took.
She gives you like a super sketchy look, like,
The evil eye.
yes, we must retreat to my hut and speak privately. This place cannot be trusted.
Oh my.
Okay.
Scuttles you all. Shoot, out. Behind Monty, she's like shoving him. Monty, go.
I pick up Monty and just kind of hold him, rub his back, and be like, it's going to be okay, bud.
You guys walk out of the glade, and as you do, you pass by sort of almost like a wall of druids. There's about 15 of them who are in this semicircle around the entrance to the glade, and they're all chanting something in the Avari druid language, and you watch as the grass from the ground sort of like rises up and starts to cover the hole, not permanently, but just as a temporary bandage for this new wound. Iris Jen takes no notice of any of this and just leads you back into her hut. As she does, she sort of like shuffles over to that would-be mantle place and she pulls out a handful of twigs. She goes over to the door and there's like sort of like almost like 2 flower pots on either side of the doorway, and she just like puts the twigs inside and she's like, that is better. Okay, let's just go. She leads you over to her rocking chair and she makes you all sit down and she like pops onto her rocking chair. And she says,
I'm sitting cross-legged and Monty's sitting in front of me. I just want to, yeah.
Awesome. He's like, looking back at you, he's like, Harper, who is this lady?
Her name's Iris Jen. She's very wise, so now it's story time, so we're going to sit and listen.
She's even smaller than I am.
I know, but you're going to grow big someday, aren't you?
He
Probably.
leans over and is like, is she crazy?
I just grab his hands, hold him, and it's like, yes, Iris Jen.
Iris Jen is taking no notice as she's like struggling to clamber onto her like rocking chair. Like all you see is the back of her and like her little legs as she's like trying to swing up.
Maybe Pumbaa can offer some. Truffle Pumbaa can offer a little bit.
Yeah,
a
little nose up.
Little nose up.
Pumbaa, good boy. What did you just roll for? Is it a secret roll?
Yeah, it's just my own things.
All right.
Making my own decisions.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Trust rules.
So, she lines you up in front of the seat. She takes a seat. She settles down, and she goes, There are dire things occurring now with the appearance of the Riantan flowers and the desecration of Mariki's glade.
No shit.
Yes, there is no shit about this. We must do several things, and I hope that I can have your aid in these tasks, for I no longer know who can be trusted. Yet, you 3, and Zara, and of course you, Flynn, but especially you, who have been from beyond the forest, yet are now so entangled in our affairs, somehow that makes me think that you are here for a reason. And that reason, I believe, is to aid us in this. Some power, probably a very attractive Asian woman power, has brought you to the forest. It's not Maxine.
Bree's like super confused and looks at Monty and is like,
has brought you to the forest to aid us in rooting out this evil. The
Is
first.
it you? Is it you?
It is me.
Okay.
This is correct. I am she. I am Lily, made into a tiny Asian woman. Yes.
I would love it actually if Irish Jen just started talking to herself in third person.
Irish Jen is the wisest in the forest. Maybe later she goes a little bit more like off the
A
rocker.
little more crazy.
Yeah.
I like it.
And she continues and she says, first and foremost, we must send a runner back to Lystra to see and what has become of Mariki. And also, I'm sure Riviere is worried about where you are. I doubt that any of you have checked in with her since leaving.
We missed brunch!
There was brunch?
There was brunch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
I can use
we're
some
gonna
brunch
get
Did
right
you say
now.
branch? I love branches.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Bree like massages her head. Is
Brunches
like,
are
I could
good.
use some brunch after the night I've had.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long of a time since you were kidnapped and your aunt was eaten by the forest before your very eyes.
Bree pops like some more like weird like leaf thing in her mouth and starts chewing it and is like, ugh, yeah. Not feeling so hot. Feeling a little loopy.
Well, you will not be the runner to go back to Lystra.
Probably a
Then
good
we
idea.
cannot risk you again.
Willow bark tea. Willow bark tea.
Yes, branch
drunk
is
it.
good for that.
Branch.
Next, Flynn. I know that it has been a difficult few days for you.
Yeah. Yes, but this has to be much more important. I will try to do everything I can.
Oh, I am so glad that you volunteered that without knowing what it was I would ask of you. Because, Flynn, I need you to lead your friends to the Loa clan.
But I don't know where that is. I don't know where they are.
You do.
But
The Loa clan is difficult to find because of an innate magic that the Loa dwarves contain.
I don't even know if I'm actually a Loa dwarf. Like I that was, one vision, just one day. It could have been
My
just
dear.
it could have
You had a
just
vision
been,
that you were a Loa dwarf?
My
It was-
dear. She puts her hand over your face.
Okay, I was like, I don't know. Is it this or is it like
It's like a tiny hand though, so it's just like.
I mean, I also have a tiny face.
Okay, so it's like
It's
normal face to hand
normal
ratio.
face to hand ratio. Okay.
And she goes, Flynn, I understand that you are scared, and for that I am sorry. But the reason I need you to seek out the Loa clan is because I fear that we and the forest are in much danger from this new enemy. We do not know who this enemy is. However, we have seen the strength of their power to be able to open the gates, to control the Riantan flowers and desecrate Mariki's glade requires unthinkable control of the Avari magics.
What about the other clans? I'm sure the other clans could help.
The
right?
Loa clan is the only one that holds a special ingredient that I need to be able to create some magic items for your friends to keep them safe, as it seems as though they keep getting into danger. Will you do this, Flynn? Will you try for your friends and for me, Irish Jen?
Anything for you, Iris Jen.
Oh, Flynn, Flynn. She rubs your
Many
face like this.
I mean, I think we have an idea as to who could be behind this, though, Irish Jen.
we recently met some people that were Avari Druid, but were also Alpha.
Who? Where did people? Multiple people.
Well,
What
there's-
is this?
There was 3.
Who?
Yeah.
They kind of kidnapped Bree.
We kind of killed them.
Yeah.
Sort of.
All of them?
Well, I didn't kill all of them.
Zara killed 2. Oh no, she killed 1. I killed 1. You killed 1.
Did I kill one? No, you killed
you
one.
met Alf. You met.
They're dead.
Yeah.
I didn't kill anyone this time.
They're the ones that brought the Rianton flowers.
Are you sure they are all dead?
The ones that
No.
we saw.
I think one of them may have been the thing that did that to the glade.
That one guy was saying a lot of funny words.
And then he kind of just like,
And
yeah,
then you remember that Zara had that vision.
yeah.
Did she tell us about
I
that?
thought we didn't.
Yeah, she
Okay.
did.
I think she did.
I think,
Yeah.
and Zara had this vision, and I mean, obviously, visions can be interpreted in different ways.
Yes.
But I think that what it means is, I mean, she had this vision of like this tree like coming apart and bleeding, and then like someone being inside it, and yeah, it was kind of weird. You guys have weird visions. Can I just say that? It's a little weird.
The forest is an entity that is ineffable. It communicates
All
in
right,
ways
all right.
not
Okay,
to
yeah,
know
yeah,
for
yeah.
our mortal
It's an entity.
minds.
It's ineffable. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we all
Those
agree
are
that
all
these
the
visions.
words I said.
That's what you said. Yeah. We can all agree these visions are weird. They freak me out. Anyways, so what I think it means is I actually think it means that he's still around. That he's
Oh, yeah.
still there, and he's gonna just I don't know, pop out of a tree.
The Avari and Alpha magics mixing together is an abomination of the highest order.
He claimed that he was doing it for the forest. That's what the forest wanted.
Yeah. He said he was some chosen one.
Oh, that's not a good.
I
Either
don't know
way,
about that.
it seems as though we will need more power in order to defeat whoever this man may be. 2 of his minions you may have slain quite easily, but I suspect, if what you say is true about the vision and what he has done, that perhaps he can do more than we expect. So, to the Loa clan. You will lead them. You will find the way.
Do you know the way to the Loa clan?
You will head. We suspect they are somewhere in the to the east of us. Unfortunately, the lands that the Loa clan is within is almost a desert that is filled with fog. However, because of your innate Loa bloodlines, you will be able to lead them through without problem. Your heart will call to you. I have faith in you, Flynn, and so does Truffle. And so do I. Hello, I'm Monty.
I don't know who you are.
Monty, you know the way to Lystra, don't you?
Uh-huh, sir do.
Maybe this is going to be dangerous, but you're still so helpful and you're super fast.
I'm gonna be dangerous?
You are going to be dangerous. You already are. But, and now that you have that super cool dagger that we're very careful with, you...
No, just kidding.
No, that's not gonna happen at all.
I can imagine, like, he holds it up, see, like, there's a little cut that he did, and it's, like, just switches, and it's like, yeah.
Yep, super careful with the dagger.
Do you want to run to Lystra, then, and tell Riviera and Mary Key what's happened? Do you think you could do
But
that?
then I have to leave.
Do you want to stay?
I'm not into leaving either. But
It's
someone
very
was-
important, this thing that we're asking you to do, Monty.
I'm very important.
You're very important.
You know it.
Okay.
None of us can do it except for you.
Oh, yeah. I can do it. I know the way. I followed you all. I followed them all the way for a long time, and they didn't even notice I was there. So I can go back like super sneaky.
Yeah.
Super stealth.
Yeah, super stealth.
Yeah.
Assassin in
people.
training. Yeah, you got it. Stabbing people, doing it all.
Somewhere
Bree-
Zara is just like rolling over in her bed.
I mean,
Bree
fighter
gives-
and training, but trainings is for later.
Yeah. But I can go back. What do you want me to say to them? Or maybe do you want to maybe write a note or something?
We'll
I
do
don't
that.
remember too good.
We should probably write a note.
Yeah.
You could draw something.
What should the note say?
Should probably summarize that Mary Key needs to come back. The glade has been destroyed with this rot. Send our deep apologies to Riviera for missing brunch, but there was...
All right. Slow down. Hold on a second.
Should be Riviera, by the way.
Riviera, sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, okay. So wait. Hold on a minute. So,
Riviera brunch.
Mary Key,
Mary Key.
the glade
Destroyed.
has been destroyed. We need you back urgently.
Are you gonna say anything about that Alfie Ivari Druid situation that you all encountered?
I
We
mean,
want to remember as well that you're sending this note with an 8 or 9-year-old boy that is
right.
probably capable, but also could easily be captured. But he won't be, probably.
I'm gonna
trust
say the
Monty.
glade has
He's
been
a fighter.
destroyed.
Yeah.
You
Fighter
are
at
needed
heart,
back
like-
urgently.
And he has a dagger.
Yeah.
Sorry for
I was going to wait till he's a little bit older
Sorry
to
for
start
brunch.
training.
Signed. Those from beyond the glade, or should we sign it like
Beyond
with
the
our
leaves?
names? Those from beyond the
Yeah.
leaves. Signed
Beyond
those
the Leaf Adventurers.
from beyond the leaves. Plus Harper.
And Harper.
Plus Flynn.
Plus Monty.
Plus Monty.
Of course.
You guys are, he can't read, but you're saying it out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, plus Truffles.
Also, I am.
Irish
here.
Jen, you want to be okay. Plus Irish Jen.
Tell her I say hello.
Irish Jen. And I'll put a little note says hi. Smiley face. P.S. Rivieri. Sorry about brunch.
Branch.
All right, now Monty, you know you're gonna when you hand over this note, you're gonna meet some pretty high up people.
I already met you, so that's like the highest there is.
All right. And Bree goes and rips off the note and gives it to Monty.
Yeah.
He sticks it in his shirt.
So if you want to be a fighter, these are the people you got to impress. So you show them how strong you are.
I could kill someone.
In front of them.
Just getting there safely is going to show them how strong you are and what a good gladiator you would make someday.
Yeah.
Does
So
Monty know what these people look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Riviera looks like.
yeah.
I bring it to Riviera.
Monty also snuck into the ball, so where all these people
I'm
are.
very sneaky.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So, but remember, we're not killing anybody until we understand how to be an assassin as well, right?
Yeah.
The first
Run.
the first lesson of an assassin is you have to be able to hide first, so no one knows you're coming.
That is true. That's how you get the advantage to get the assassin.
That's right, you
subclass.
got it. That's right. Wow, Monty's knowledgeable.
That's how you get the extra damage on your assassinate.
You
sneak
got
attack.
it. So first you sneak, then you assassinate.
All right. So you guys, Monty does a big hugs for everyone, and he runs off, tripping as he runs off. But luckily the dagger was sheathed, and he just sort of picks himself up.
Bree also gives him a sheath for the dagger. She takes off one of her sheaths and like straps it to him. And it's probably like slightly too large for him.
I feel like it's like
It's like-
around on his sort of like a messenger
Whereas like for
bag.
Bree it would just be like on her like thigh or something.
Yeah, and him it's like a big collar around his neck. So he just like picks himself up, brushes off his knees, doesn't look back, but just keeps running.
So Irish Jen is like, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. So, are you ready for your quest? Flynn, you got this.
Yeah.
Got this.
Yes. So I guess we need supplies or something. I don't know how long the journey is going to be.
Yes, it will be a few days.
I think
We will provide you things to eat and oh god, the lisp came into this voice. We will provide you with supplies and rations. Unfortunately, we do not have any riding animals. You will need to travel on foot or wings, as it were.
I think with the scary mists piece, we're also going to want some more rope, just to make sure that we're all together. Because if I'm leading
There's
you,
mist?
It's a fog we're going
Fog?
through.
Oh, yeah, we should probably get some rope.
Yeah. Any chance of like some healing potions or?
Let me see. We aren't really potion makers. Roll a percentile.
I can
You
heal
have
you.
cool leaf armor?
What are you?
Oh, I'm a ranger. I just have like
But
a
you should
tiny
just have
little,
whatever
a tiny
starting
little,
armor, like leather.
Well,
I love
have
it.
armor.
Sorry?
Just whenever you get
just
something
a
cooler.
tiny
11.
cure wound.
We do not have any healing potions, unfortunately, but I'm sure that the dwarves will be able to help you with something of the kind.
Yeah.
At least perhaps some armor for you, Bree.
I have a little cure wounds,
Oh yeah.
just a little bit.
I mean, it's more healing than any of us have, so.
I think I have cure wounds.
I can't
Oh, you
believe you
do?
didn't have a cleric.
Yes.
There you go.
Just a little
We
bit more.
have
Just a little
we
bit,
have a bead boxer. It's okay.
Oh yeah, that was all of
safe.
you.
We're
All
gonna-
right.
Great.
So you guys have had a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
So you're all good. It's probably about like 10 in the morning, and then you'll get there. So if we cut to our map over here, this beautiful map brought to you today thanks to my buddy DM Billy Shane on Instagram. I'm just gonna type that into the chat here. You should check him out. He's a good person. He's a good person who makes crazy cool maps, and he made this for us. So we have on this side of the map over here, they were just in the Avari Glade, which is just north of Lystra. So they are heading east now to the general area of the Loa clan. Nobody knows where exactly the Loa clan is. As Iris Jen said, it is a heavily fogged, mysterious area. The dwarves tend to keep to themselves for the most part. They're also one of the only clans that does not have constant representation in Lystra. They keep their entourage there very small. So they're pretty removed from everything else. As you remember, Flynn has recently discovered that they have the blood of the Loa clan in them. So Flynn is probably feeling pretty unsure, but is leading the way. Roll me a perception check at advantage, please.
All of us?
No, just Flynn.
Roll twice with advantage, right?
And the dice tray, please.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah. Roll twice, take the highest.
Definitely that one. Okay. Perception. Okay, so 14.
14? Yeah, at first you're doubting yourself. You know how to navigate based on cardinal direction. So when Irish Jen said go east, you're like, all right, I'll just start following the paths
Yeah.
east that I am familiar with.
Got some survival skill in here. A lot of nature.
Truffle is
knowledge.
helping. He's snuffling along.
Cute.
Shuffling along, leading you on the way. It's nice having an animal companion around now that Monty's not here. I think we're all missing Monty a little bit, trying not to worry about him too much. But you follow the path east, and somehow you know, it's almost the way that an arrow in a compass would know that it was going the right way. There's like a magnetic pull in your soul.
Feel it in my bones.
Yup, no problem. Is Jess's seat the singing seat? Is that how we do that?
Yeah, that's a singing
that-
seat. That's my bones.
Boom, boom, boom. You're knocking at my window. I love that song. So it's about a 2-day journey for all of you.
Is there anything in particular you would like to do during these 2 days? Anything you wanted to ask Flynn or that you want to know about the environment? You're basically just walking through forest. The trees start to thin a bit after the first day until eventually nearing the middle of the second day, it would just like flatten out into what appears to just be grasslands. But yeah, any specific thoughts or things that you wanted to do while en route?
Occasionally, like Flynn will kind of like go off a little bit with Trufflepumba and like just gather do a little bit of foraging because we like gathering some of like the natural flora, just kind of little fun things.
Are there trees around us?
There are for the first day, and then the second day they start to thin out a little bit.
Oh, okay, good. I think Bree's gonna like express to the party that she's a little worried that the trees might be like watching them. You guys know what I mean. Don't make a face like
The
that.
trees are always watching.
Yeah, the forest
There you
has
go.
its
See, the
own.
trees are always watching
like
us.
the
Trees
forest
are always watching. And now that there's less trees to watch over us. Doesn't that make you scared?
That doesn't make me scared. What makes me scared is someone could be using these trees to watch us,
Wait, how are they watching
following
us?
us. Well,
don't
through
have
I don't know,
eyes.
some sort of magic, some sort of forest magic. All this stuff that's happening. People
Well,
trying to use the forest for bad reasons.
The forest has its own energy. For someone to use that nefariously they'd have to be extremely powerful, and I don't think it's
Like
very
that person
likely.
you just met.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we met someone that's extremely powerful. I'm just saying that we should, just don't get too close to the trees. We should maybe we should keep ourselves like sort of hidden.
Oh.
Maybe we should like wear a.
How are you going to hide that? I'm pointing to Harper.
As I'm walking, like my chainmail just keeps clucking and clacking, so it's.
I mean, like you can just. I mean, like, just I don't know. Be more sneaky.
You would remember, Jen, that you can speak to plants.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe. Do you want me to check in with the trees? I can check in and with them if you want
Could
me
you
to
just tell
see-
them to like keep their tree eyes off of us?
That is extremely rude.
Well, I mean,
You would
say
never. I would
Extremely.
Oh,
to leave us
no.
alone.
Oh no.
That hurts.
I can't deal
Everyone
with that.
take 1d4 psychic damage.
Yep.
Wait, actually?
No.
I was like, I'm ready to get it out, but I'm doing it really reluctantly.
Yeah, we'll say it in a way that isn't rude, I guess. Says Bree. Look, I have a headache. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling great.
Can that go on the burn tower?
What?
Say that in a way that isn't rude, I guess. All right, you're gonna have to shake it up and then
Alright,
press
say that in a
down.
way that isn't rude, I guess.
What is this?
This is our burn tower.
Yeah, so one of my friends, Nerdy EDC, sent me this tower, and because we're so quippy and funny on stream, we write our quips and funny things on it.
Yeah, we kind of called ourselves sort of like the mean girls of D&D, but in a charming way, not in an actual mean way, I hope. But yeah, there's already one on here, which was something that happened before we started recording, where I explained that I was sick, and Lily's response was, "Looking at you makes me feel sick." But she didn't mean it that way, but she was like, "Wow, what did I just say?"
Maybe I did mean it that way.
Say it in a way that isn't rude, I guess.
I guess is the best part of that.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, so how many trees do we have going on now? Like just like very sparse?
I'm
like
guessing
maybe-
like Bree probably would have said this sometime
earlier on
into
a
the
little
first
bit.
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'd say they're like pretty thick around you at this point.
Yeah, just kind of want to check in, just a little bit, just kind of just, hey,
Sweet.
how's your day been? I know, me too. Oh, okay.
The communication that you get back isn't necessarily so much like speaking as sort of feelings and emotions and just like, but you're used to it. To you,
Yeah.
it's basically like verbal language. It sort of sounds like
Yeah,
ASMR
Definitely.
D&D.
Crinkle, crinkle.
Sadness.
no.
Pain.
Oh. Is it like a recent pain? Is it a the whole world is on fire kind of pain?
No
like
fire, just
oh yeah, right.
death.
Just death.
Death. Nice. Oh my.
And then when you
So my face that would normally be a nice light color of green is like a not nice color anymore. Whiter, grayer. I don't look great after
birch
talking.
tree rather
Like
than,
birch
like,
tree
oak
rather
tree.
than like after talking to the trees kind of situation.
Is the tree like not feeling well or something? You don't look so good. Is it gonna like yak? Do trees throw up in the forest?
It's
I don't know.
like this poof of like leaves coming down. You're like, oh god.
If that's what Bree knew they were doing, I think she'd probably be a little more grossed out by leaves falling. You gonna throw up?
I don't think so, but they're really in pain. There's
Trees?
There's
What
a
do
lot
they
of
say?
pain in the forest.
I'll say your hand is still on the trunk, and it sort of like slips down as you turn to talk to Bree, and you like pass over like a small leaf that's just sticking out of it, and that leaf just says, "Our voice, where is our voice?"
Are they okay? You look even more terrified. You just stopped talking for a second. What did that tree say to you?
Are you like this close to her face again?
What did it say?
Probably. I'm a little shorter than that.
That's true. Bree's very tall.
Bree's leaning down very intensely. She's
I'm
like
just
bent
like,
at the hip. What did it say? What did it say?
They're missing their voice.
Wait, was it the
voice?
druid or the alfay that were like the voice of the forest?
The voice of the forest is the druids.
Wait, trees have a voice now?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are you
Forest.
from?
Always,
You mean, I thought you guys meant the trees were
Do you
talking.
even go here?
We're not from here. Nope.
I don't go
Different
here.
high school.
Sorry.
Well, okay, so this is how it works.
Yeah, the druids speak for the trees.
Yes.
yeah.
Therefore,
They are the
speaking
Lorax.
equals. Oh.
We did it.
Like speaking, like a voice
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the trees.
Yeah, no, now I get it. Sorry, I just
Yeah.
thought you meant like a literal voice.
So
Well, you can't hear it.
Because, I can't hear it. So.
Right.
I guess to you it's an actual voice.
Well, it's like
I don't know. I hear nothing.
You hear it?
Yeah, you guys would have just seen
No, it's just like-
Flynn put a hand on the tree.
It's just like a kind of, like a-
Right. So if we do that, are we speaking tree to the trees? Like if I'm like... Does it hear me?
What can I roll just to
Performance? Performance?
Does it hear me? I just want to know. I don't want any weird visions though, tree. How do I say that in tree?
and -1 for charisma. 13.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys
Do you
have never
believe
spoken to a tree before, but, Flynn is an odd character, and you're all just like, yeah, that seems legit.
Yeah.
You don't get it, but you
You're like, sure.
get yeah.
I mean, that's a language I'd love to learn at some point if that's a thing that... All right, well, so there's no one watching us, or are people watching us?
Not that I can tell.
You give me an insight check.
Maybe that I can tell.
Roll for insight.
Maybe that I can't.
Roll for
tell.
insight.
Am I ready rolling for insight?
Yeah.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, you would have gotten the sense when speaking to the tree that it's very preoccupied with its pain. And, the, like, millions of other creatures that live here. So it's not super concerned about you.
Yeah, like, your, like, gods and stuff. Like, those kind of things. Like, those, they've got other things to do than watch you walk through a forest.
Oh, so no one's... I don't know if this person's a god, but, I mean, maybe. So no one's watching us walk through the forest. The trees aren't even watching us walk through the forest. Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to check. Everyone should probably still like Brie like pulls up like a little like hood on her cloak and like kind of just like drapes it like right over her face. And like we should all probably just walk around like this just in case.
I feel like Brie's trust issues were really exacerbated by being kidnapped. Yeah. Like she was already paranoid and
now she's super
paranoid.
Yeah. Just in case. Just saying. Just I don't want you guys to get
you
kidnapped.
be like paranoid. I'll just be insecure, and we'll be just like good to go.
Classic.
I pull out my greatsword and let's just keep walking and continues to troll on.
So we can talk to trees, or is it just you?
Well, all the Avari druids.
I'm gonna start beatboxing to a tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it saying anything to me?
Are you still communicating with the tree?
I mean, maybe just to see what
I
happens.
think you have to do it, but you
Like,
have to like
I don't think I was
whoosh
planning
it
on
more.
doing
Like
it,
when
but
you're
I should
beatboxing,
more.
you have to put more whooshes in
I
it.
am
Yeah,
interested to
sounds
see if
yeah.
someone beyond the leaves could communicate. I am pretty interested.
So, if you are a beatboxer, please email rollfordamage@gmail.com so we can get a track for Cassie's beatboxing. Or,
Whooshing.
Cassie, please learn how to beatbox.
That would
Just
be
learn how to
horrible.
do it.
No, it'd be
right?
so good.
And you can also
It's in
like
cats.
pull in some like jazz
That's
flute
like
in
great.
there as well.
Yeah.
Some
That's probably what it is.
Jazz flute.
There's
Yeah.
You would have loved Carly. Carly was one of the original Roll for Damage girls before stream, and there was actually a game I played with Carly, and she brought a full out, what was it? Swiss in chat will know what it was, but it's basically like a giant clarinet, or a giant oboe, a bass clarinet possibly.
Oh wow.
That one, yeah, something.
Does it
Anyways,
go like this?
yeah. Anyway,
And
she
it's
played
black.
it, and it was amazing because she had a bard character.
Oh, she's like a music teacher.
Yeah,
that's
she
so
plays a lot of
cool.
instruments.
I can play the Game of Thrones theme song on the accordion.
That's pretty
Yo.
cool. That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it though.
Okay. I mean, if there's
But
one thing you're
right?
gonna do, it might as well be that. Okay, so yeah,
Okay, yes.
Cassie starts like throwing down some beats, just like looking at the tree and like.
I'll take
That's
it.
beatboxing. And Flynn is just like.
I think they're still sad.
Did I make them
Yeah,
more sad?
you get the sense that it like underneath layers and layers and layers of being preoccupied with other things. There's like roll me a performance and an insight.
Performance. All right.
Ooh,
The loudest
heavy.
die.
Oh, no.
Heavy die.
And it was bad.
It was a thump too. It was like
Insight.
Oh, but you have like a million plus for
17.
performance, don't you?
17.
17. Of a 10.
Okay, sweet. Speaking of dice, by the way, I also just wanted to say I got some custom dice from Alchemical Gems, and they are very, very beautiful, and I love them. And you should check out Alchemical Gems on Instagram, and they custom made these for me in the colors of the Avari Druid. So that's what I'm rolling with
Gorgeous.
today.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Fire dice.
Yay, fire dice.
No, bad fire. dice. I mean,
I guess
yes,
for
fire
the
dice.
forest. Yeah.
But like,
None the forest.
Breeze
Not
dice
in
are
the
pretty
forest.
fiery.
true.
So you get the sense with your insight that like the forest is not familiar with such a thing. It's under like layers and layers and layers of like thinking about other things. But you get the sense, and like I think you go to that like one little leaf that was there, and you're like, what do you think about this? And it's just like, logs.
Logs.
Yeah.
Logs.
Logs? Logs?
Logs.
I'll take it. Thank you.
I mean, branches are great. Why
Yes.
not? Logs are big
Yes.
branches.
I'm
I
assuming
feel
logs
good
because
about
they're like
this.
big and heavy. That's probably like in tree speak. That's probably like super good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I would think.
deep,
Deep.
like
Yeah.
heavy.
You're reaching them. You're reaching the trees.
Oh,
Good job.
Good now.
Good job.
Okay.
Bree goes and gives Cassie a high
Yeah.
five. She's like, good job. Did it.
Okay.
All right, let's keep walking. Let's get this walk over with.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the longest day of my life.
After the first day has now passed, like it'd be about 24 hours since all the shit went down. Bree and Cassie, roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh God. Okay. Lol.
What is that?
9.
I got a 2.
Oh wow!
A 2.
Let's get those back. Oh, thank you.
So I'm
Bree,
assuming I pass with flying colors, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Flying colors, for sure. Bree and Cassie, as you wake up on that first morning, Bree, you notice that you've never really had this happen to you before, but a bunch of you is invisible. Just like splotches sort of all around you.
Oh. That's not normal.
And Cassie, you too, but not as many.
Does the 12 do anything?
No,
No.
just not as many.
Great.
Bree is like very splotchy, mostly invisible, and Cassie is just like a few chunks, maybe like on your face and stuff.
Does it go through? Does it?
Yeah, it's invisible. You can see through. Yeah,
No,
everything.
can you poke through? Like, if I'm invisible.
Oh
here?
no, you touch it
Yeah,
and
you
it
still
doesn't
feel
go
it.
through.
So I can still feel my
Yeah,
arm. Like,
it's
my
just-
arm is
yeah,
still there. It's just invisible.
Yeah, you're not covered in
What
holes.
did you do?
What did you
What
do?
did you
I
do?
can't even touch the tree.
What were those things that both of you guys did?
What did
We
do?
high-fived.
Did you eat the flower?
I ate a flower.
I wouldn't know about this.
Wait,
but
did
did
you
you eat the flower?
She
I-
didn't.
I
Did
just
you?
thought, I mean,
You
I don't
ate a
know.
flower
Cassie
too?
was doing a flower. She was doing it.
Wait,
She looked
without
like it was
me?
great. So I thought I'd try
Without me,
it.
though.
Pardon?
I have more.
No. We shouldn't eat anymore. This obviously isn't good. We're going invisible.
Were those the purple
Oh.
flowers you were looking
Yeah,
for?
look right here. I have 2 more.
You recognize them as very, very, very evil flowers of fairy tales that aren't supposed to exist.
Oh. Why do you have those? What?
We thought we might need to show someone
Yeah.
them. Look, I wanted to get rid of all of them. I wanted
You
to.
brought that to the glade.
No, no.
You-
The Alpha and Avari Druid people that we met,
They made them.
They already had them. We just took some so people would believe us when we said that they're here, they exist.
They pulled
Trust
some
me,
dust out of them. It was crazy.
There was dust in them.
There was some dust. Anyways, we shouldn't talk so loud about this. Are there still trees around?
Like, not as
Oh,
many,
yeah, I
but
just
yeah.
flashed the forest, my flowers.
We shouldn't keep those hidden. The trees will see.
After
They might
these
be like,
flowers
"Did
have
you-"
been like plucked for a few days or like at least 24
They
hours,
look
they
fresh
still
as fuck. They're like perfectly in bloom.
Bree's
some
also like
dark
now
magic.
like holding her hood and like you know when you're like a little kid and you do it so like just your mouth is
Yeah.
there. She's like doing that and she's talking
With
to
the
me.
drawstrings.
Kenny?
Yeah. She's Kenny from South Park.
No, don't die.
I'm fine. It's fine.
Okay, but also you're the one who's going invisible. So,
My face isn't invisible yet.
Is it?
I mean, there are like splotches of your face that are.
They can
yeah.
still see part of my face and know it's me. I
Yeah,
don't.
your
this is
eyes are
better.
good. Your mouth is good. It's just like I'd say like some stuff probably up your neck and like maybe around your.
This is
forehead a
definitely
little bit.
safer.
you definitely just need to like, blend.
Get some
I know what
get
that
some
is.
concealer, maybe vanishing cream with like balance things.
Bria's not impressed.
Meg.
Bria's like, no, that's not funny. This sucks. I mean,
Alright.
it could be really useful
Well,
though as an assassin. I will say.
it doesn't hurt, does it?
No, I don't feel anything. You
I
want to
feel
poke it?
okay.
Poke it?
Yeah.
There's nothing. No.
Okay. All right. Well,
Doesn't hurt.
continue on then.
Do you know
Maybe
anything
someone-
about this?
Would
These flowers, they
I
normally
would like
cause
to
invisibility.
detect poison and disease.
Ooh, interesting move.
I don't know if because maybe that's a thing that's happening, right? Are you about to lick the book?
No.
Okay.
Looked like it.
It looked like you were going to lick that book over
No, I
there.
wasn't gonna like it.
Oh, sorry, the time is
What
over.
I'll say to that is, you think about doing that, but then you're like druid knowledge. You know that these
Okay.
flowers are some like deeply magical fairy tale
Yeah.
things. So you suspect that it wouldn't do as much good.
Okay. Don't waste a spell slot. Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking of like a nature perception thing, but this might be a little bit of the arcane.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would give you
Yeah.
one of you could roll an arcane or nature check.
I have a -1 on each.
And maybe just do that while I figure out plugging in my laptop
I'm
because
gonna
I just
do
realized it's
a
not plugged
nature
in.
check. Why do I have acrobatics?
I don't know.
Isn't it because you're a
Oh.
fighter?
Okay.
Ben, I'm sorry if I'm messing things up.
9 plus 2 is an 11 on my nature check.
So you have 11 for
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah, 11
Okay.
for nature.
Nature.
Oh, also, I'm really good in the forest. If we could just stay in the forest forever, that would have been much better for me.
Sorry, what were the rolls?
11.
11.
Oh, you wanted both of us to
Yeah,
roll?
I mean,
thought
you
it was-
can roll a history or a nature, arcana.
I have a -1 on
all
everything.
of those things. Yep, that makes sense.
Nature,
That makes sense.
history, arcana. Yep.
But you're from here. Oh.
I can't
You're
see
from here. It's a 3.
Oh,
It's not a 1.
True. Whatever it was, it has a -1 to it as well. So it's
it's
still
a
2.
2.
It's not a 1.
Yeah, Harper's like, I've never seen this in the gladiator arena before, so I don't know
No.
about that.
When they showered
I
us
have a
with
poisoner's
flowers after
kit.
for winning, none of this was.
This was
Yeah,
not
it's not
no.
poison.
Antidote in it.
Flynn, you said 13?
I said 11.
Okay, that's close to 13. You have read about the Rontian flowers, like everybody in the Ivarian forest. They're like known for supposedly opening gates to other worlds, that kind of thing. It takes like really dark magic to grow them. You are shocked and amazed that these people ate them, which you're surprised that Harper let them eat them.
I wasn't around. I was taking care of the child. They were supposed to be trying to burn the flowers. We turn around. There's dust
You,
around.
you wouldn't burn the flowers.
Yeah, well, it didn't work very well, let me tell you.
So you
Don't-
ate them.
It didn't
You
work very well.
ate them.
Well,
And you
Tastes
have more
good.
that you're just carrying around.
Tastes like
Dancing
peaches.
around in the glades with your,
did
with
not
your
taste
magical
like peaches
flowers.
to me.
Oh, you want to try it? Okay, maybe not.
I don't. If this is what happens.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We just thought there might be someone that wanted to see them. They wouldn't believe us.
How long ago did you eat them?
A day ago,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I
About a
feel
day.
pretty okay though, so
I mean,
it's going a little invisible.
We are going to watch. If you see any, you wouldn't see it. If you have to watch each other. You have to watch each other and watch to make sure that it doesn't get worse.
I'm sure someone from the Loa clan knows what to do. We can,
Sure, the Loa clan
sure.
knows everything.
Totally.
maybe it's temporary.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Don't eat more,
I'll try not to. No, I won't.
please.
Don't do it, Cassie.
It really did taste like peaches.
Megan wants
Unless
you to have
if
another
you-
one so badly, but Harper does not.
I mean, there could be a chance that if we eat more, it'll reverse it. But that seems unlikely.
That's a good point.
No, that's not a good point.
You
It's not a
wouldn't
good
have
point.
said it.
It's just a thought.
But I have 2. You can have one. I can have one.
No.
Sorry.
No.
No. Only if we get down to like the last thing. If we're completely invisible, may as well
So
try
we're
it anyways.
definitely going to
okay.
bring this up with the Loa clan, in addition to whatever special thing.
There'll be no trees over there when we get there.
No. Right? Because it's in a desert?
I don't know.
All right,
We'll be fine.
I mean, I know the myths all about the Loa clan. I don't think I've ever met any. Apparently.
But you're from the Loa clan, isn't that what your vision said?
Yeah, but you just said that visions can be weird, right? So
Visions
like, who
can definitely be
knows,
weird.
right?
Yeah, it's true.
Vision-
Truffle starts like snuffling around kind of impatiently. Looks like he wants to go.
Yes, DM.
You all hit the road after Truffle as he starts walking off without you. Because he's also Loa clan in his heart. He knows where it's going. So that was your first day of travel. Your second day, the trees thin out. You're going over grasslands and whatnot.
You're probably like is now less
Mhm.
covered.
You don't think the grass is watching you?
Nah, she's not that paranoid
All right.
yet.
Cool. It turns
Wait
out
till
it
the
was the
second
grass all
kidnapping
along.
attempt, and then...
And
Oh,
the
God.
rest what you step on.
Oh my gosh! If it gets
Harbor
revealed that the
much more
grass is
anger.
watching her, she's gonna not be able to handle anything anymore.
So you make your way along. You keep an eye on Bree and Cassie. Why don't you guys give me another con saving throw just for fun? After about 8 hours of travel.
Oh.
It's a little better, but
Then we're gonna
not
have to
great.
eat the flowers. At the store.
We might.
Such
a
a
little
good
better.
sound.
What is that? 12.
It's a 12.
Okay, that's better.
I rolled a 9.
Okay.
15.
Okay. Some of the invisible spots start to fade from you a little bit. After about 8 hours, you notice that you can see more of your arm again. Cassie, you're feeling better. Like they're appearing again. You're doing okay.
Temporary invisibility.
Yeah. Kind of
I wonder if that means if you eat a bunch of them.
Yeah, we'll be completely invisible. You'll be the best assassin.
Oh my gosh.
We need to go back and
yeah,
get some more.
absolutely. You guys need to do this. That sounds
Oh my
awesome.
gosh. I mean, if it's temporary, we should do some tests. We should do some
Yeah.
tests.
Flynn breaks down. Not really,
But if we eat all of them, then they'll be gone, and no one will be able to use them.
So we
There
have to
were a
eat
lot
all
of them.
Well,
I
just
mean,
if that's the only way to get rid of them, I just mean
it did
something
kind
we
of
could
melt
try.
in your mouth. So yeah, I think
Ugh.
we can do it.
No.
So I'd say you guys probably got up at 7 a.m.,
Yeah.
walked for 8 hours.
Okay.
Now it's about 5 p.m. How
Wow.
late into the night would you guys travel?
I would travel till probably about like
dark vision.
dark vision.
Dark vision.
Human.
Human.
So probably
So,
till like
like-
9.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think past.
Maybe 11?
11.
We can see in the dark. We can keep a lookout.
But we also would like that our main fighting power
Mm.
would be able to see things if
I mean,
there
I-
was
Do you have
a
a torch?
situation.
Yeah, I prefer not to use it around, like, there's not as many trees around here, but I'm still hesitant. I'd rather
Use torches.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
well,
No torches.
Yeah.
oh,
How was that
well,
even an idea?
we need to see.
I mean, you have dark vision.
I mean, well, you need to see.
We're gonna just stop when we can.
All
see
right,
it.
all right, all right.
All right, so this,
So we stop when
it
we
gets
can't
dark
see.
at about 9:30, 10-ish
About 9.
area.
Cool.
So by this point, right when the sun was setting and it's in twilight, this is when you would start to see, it's kind of hard to see because it is dark outside, but ahead of you, probably like a few kilometers or like, I don't know, what's double of a few miles? Half of a few. I don't know how conversion works. Anyways, if you use miles, then I don't know. Do a Google search. It was a few kilometers away. You see just a mass. Like at first you think that it's like clouds in the sky, and then you realize that it melts down to the horizon, and there's just a wall of fog like off in the distance. You, in your heart, Flynn, feel a sort of cold prick, but it's as if it's in like a certain part of your heart that's pointing towards that fog. You bunk down for the night. You wake up in the morning. That's
have some
okay.
water.
Why don't you just drink it from the bottle?
I don't know, because I like this cup.
Okay, cool.
And we pour out
Bree
water. We get some rations going.
pours herself some water.
All right. In the morning, Cassie and Bree, make me a con saving throw, please.
Okay. Just because you asked so nicely.
Also, because we're about a couple hours into
8.
the stream now, or an hour into the streamish.
sorry.
Hey, if you're from Axis Tavern,
8.
here's your queue. Put in a tavern queue, get your XP. Also, if you're not from Axis Tavern, my friends from Axis Tavern
What are
will
you
tell you what it
doing?
is. Back to the game.
Get on Access Tavern. I got an 8, which is not great,
Mm-hmm.
but not terrible.
11. Okay. Cassie disappears.
Whoa, lit.
Uh,
Oh my god, I'm so sad.
Do you even know?
a
That's
couple.
true. No, I would see.
You guys all
I
see
would
that
see-
immediately and start sort of like freaking out.
Like, she
Grab the
disappears
rope.
all at once, like pop.
Do not move. Do not move. We are buddying up now. There's fog. We are buddying up.
A minute later, Bree also disappears.
No.
Now we're both invisible.
I can't see you.
I can't see you.
Hello?
You guys can't hear
Oh,
each other.
shit.
All you see is blackness around you. It feels as if part of like the edges of your skin feel like they're disintegrating almost, and it's like they're being pulled. Like every bit of your body is being stretched and pulled out. You both open your eyes, and you are in a very strange place. You are not together, you are separate, but you're both seeing generally the same thing. The world around you appears to be made out of stone and glass. There are monstrous towers that are just made out of what appear to be planes of glass. Everyone around you is dressed very strangely. Everyone appears to be human. And off in the distance, you see one tower that rises above the rest of them, and it ends in sort of like a needle-like point with this circular ring almost around the top of it.
CN Tower?
We're in Toronto.
Read. Oh my god. Hello?
Nobody seems to notice you. And you don't, like, you try and touch a few things and you're not ready to interact. Like, you can't interact with anything. You can't touch anything. You're just, like, seeing and inside of this strange vision.
Can I walk?
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Can
touch
I
people?
see myself at all,
No.
or I'm invisible in this other plane?
Yeah, you're seeing in first person, and you can't see yourself when you look at your hands and whatnot.
Can anyone hear me?
No.
Can I try to drink something?
Okay.
Is there anyone like holding cups near me? Can I
Yeah,
go into a
sure.
place where there's people
red
drinking?
Yeah, you're not able to, like, touch anything. You see some
all very
people
red.
around, like, and everyone looks so strange to you. Like, the things that they're wearing, the languages they're speaking, like, none of
Like, I
it
don't know what
really
they're
makes
saying.
sense.
Glass and like onyx rectangles all in their hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so can I grab can I try to drink one of their glasses? Can I try to grab
Your
it?
hand just kind of seems to pass through.
Can I walk through people?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk through some people.
All right.
Do they react?
No.
Oh.
But you keep walking. Are you walking also?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire off Eldritch Blast everywhere.
Okay, cool. You use up all your spell slots.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, right. You fire off Eldritch Blast and nobody seems to notice. Like, it doesn't even, like, ruffle the air around people's heads.
Whoa. Okay.
So you're walking. Are you walking?
Yeah.
All right. You guys both start walking. What pace are you walking at?
I'm gonna try to fly.
All right, cool. You fly. What pace would you be walking at?
I'm gonna Bree's gonna be like sort of quickly like speed walking.
All right, sweet. I'm going to say Cassie's going pretty fast, too. As you guys are moving quickly, sort of like through these strange corridors and passageways and just astounded by the sheer number of people passing around you and who aren't able to see you, everything starts to like sort of like flicker, and you see flashes of green of the forest in your face as you have this like double vision thing going on. You keep going faster and faster and faster, and like the world seems to peel away around you, and you're back in the Avarian.
Was that the multiverse?
And then they reappear in front of you.
You are never leaving ever again. I'm just like, lasso.
Are you guys okay? What
I don't know.
That was awesome.
you guys just went invisible and you didn't say anything?
I think we went to the future.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think we went to the future.
There were these like weird humans with like these
The
metal.
future is
There was
human?
a tower with the rings on it. There were no trees. Everything was made out of glass. And people were wearing these weird shoes. They looked really comfortable though. I kind of want some.
Does this mean, you saw into the future? That there's no forest?
And they're only humans? There's no other... That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Just humans.
And all I could hear was A.
Weird.
A.
Oh, that's all I could hear too.
And like,
There were people with devices and they were like talking to people.
Yeah, like A.
But they weren't like talking to anyone. They were just talking to a box. It's very strange.
It's weird. Kind of
did
cool,
you
though.
talk to any of them?
We
These
couldn't.
people?
I walked through a bunch of them though.
So you just each had like a shared vision? That is... What did these flowers do to you? We have got to get to the Lowo clown.
Oh,
are
yeah,
some-
you're also not invisible at all anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These are
All
some
of those spots are gone.
These are some next level flowers.
That was cool though.
She need another one.
You want it?
Why don't
Maybe
we
later.
wait until we're back in the forest and if anything bad
Safe,
happens?
and we're not trying to travel and
Yeah.
go
We-
missing and invisible when I'm trying to lead you through this fog mist to the Loa
All right.
clan.
Okay. Sorry, Fawn. Sorry. But later.
Yeah, later. No,
I mean, we won't.
Uh,
We won't. Don't worry. Don't worry.
So
That was
that-
enough for me. That was terrifying.
That was amazing. Oh, man, I'm so
gosh.
pleased with myself. So, you continue along your way, keeping a close eye on Cassie and Bree in case
Oh,
they
we
just...
are tied up to one another.
All right.
Well,
Everyone's on
Yeah.
one of those ropes now.
yeah, like kids.
So, you approach the mass of fog before you, you get to sort of like the edge of it, and you can see as you have been coming closer and closer to it, the last kilometer or so, all of the grass from the ground is faded, and it's just sort of this not quite sand, but like sandy rock, I want to say. And it's just barren. And then you get to this wall of fog, and you can see that the path continues inside. You can't see in the fog. It all just looks like white cloud, essentially.
All right.
How is Pumbaa, Truffle Pumbaa? how is he doing with this whole? Does he seem scared by it? Because my thinking brain is panic.
You can ask him.
Yeah. Hey, little buddy. I have to ask you a real question.
It's supposed to be a fake question.
Shut it, tiefling.
You wouldn't actually be able to understand her because she's speaking animal.
Just
Okay.
We just
weirded out by all
that.
this weird communication that's happening.
Like, where did this
Talking
come
to trees,
from?
talking to animals.
Yeah, just kind of want to check in. You know, we've been going on this trip. It's been nice. You seem to be doing pretty well. Are we doing the right thing? Are we going to the right place?
We're going to your home.
I don't know if it's my home. We'll take that apart later. Let's
Home is where the truffle is.
Yes, that I can get behind. Okay.
This way.
We're all going to follow.
We're attached to Truffle by the rope too, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We don't
Probably
know
around
that
his
Flynn
tusk.
can normally speak animal, right? Like, this is the first time that we've heard
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
I
Bree's
remember
like,
last time we talked about Flynn speaking with animals because we weren't sure if Truffle was biologically male or like actually identified as
Right.
male.
Yeah.
But we didn't ask Truffle because we didn't know Flynn could speak with animals. Then.
what was that, says Bree. You just snorted.
That was a private conversation.
Well, I didn't understand any of it, so
Good.
you're good, but what?
We're going to
what-
follow Truffle.
Okay.
Just, I believe
Did
in Truffle.
used to be a human? Or a dwarf or something?
No. I don't know how
Okay.
this
I'm just
works.
checking.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Interesting.
Truffle starts trotting into the fog, pulling you all behind, whether you're coming or not.
Persuasion. I swear to you, my boar was
Rolling,
not a
rolling for
human.
trust. Rolling for trust.
Trussels.
Trussels?
Trust.
All right.
All right.
So here's how this is going to work. I learned fun mechanic things when I was at Gen Con, so we're going to do a fun little thing here. We are going to try to find our way through the fog. Basically, what's going to happen is that you are going to give me a skill check of some kind, and you are going to give me a creative way that you use that skill check to find your way through the fog.
I like this.
If you come up with a way that I deem to be creative and cool and not just like I look around with a perception check, then I will give you advantage on your roll. Flynn has advantage on all rolls because they are Loa.
The best.
All right, who would like to start? I guess Flynn starts because
It's going to be me.
Flynn had the advantage.
And part of how I'm using this is I've got my Loa clan stuff, but I've also got this extra just awareness that I can apparently use a little spell slot to figure out if there's anyone else, like what this primeval awareness, just to see if there's anything ahead of us. Just kind of getting an idea of like if there's, other living creatures.
cool.
That's
cool.
kind of like what I want to get a base.
Is that specific to a race or
That's
class
a
thing?
ranger thing.
Yeah, but I mean, sorry, what you detect are
it's like categories of like fae.
yeah. Which one's
other
yours?
It was like I thought it was kind of like
I think generally you
Going?
pick a
Because it wasn't under like my favorite enemy.
Oh,
It was
interesting.
like a different thing.
It was just, you could just say humanoids because that is the biggest
I'm
category.
Kind of going for that.
Yeah, what's
'Cause
the
that's what
range
I'm
on it? We'll
hoping
go with
for.
humanoids. You can write that down.
It's 1 mile when normally it's 6 miles if I was in the forest.
Okay, cool. You are still in the forest. Like, you are in Avarian still.
Yes.
You're just not part of, like, the tree foresty part. So what I would say is within a mile, you sense a bunch of humanoids somewhere within a mile of you. You can sense the general direction. Give me
I think I want to go to, I want to move towards where there's more people.
Yeah,
So I
for
think
sure.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Give me a
die.
Yeah, survival or perception at advantage.
So at advantage means I can roll again?
Yeah. And take the higher number.
Yeah, definitely the first one. So 13.
13. Sweet. That's total with your stuff added also?
Yes.
Come on, mechanical pencil.
Mechanical
Would you like a non-mechanical?
pencil.
Do you need it?
Not right now.
Okay.
Ever? Maybe.
Okay, cool. All right, next up, Bree.
All right. Is there any thing that I can climb near me?
No,
You are not
unfortunately,
climbing
it
when you're
seems to
tied
all
up.
be like flat ground here.
Yeah, I guess I can't. Well, I could unloop myself. I'll just tie it around the thing I'm climbing. It'll be fine. Okay. I'm going to. Okay. Let's see. What can I do? Well, I'm really good at sneaking. Maybe I could. Is there any? Can I see the top of the fog at all?
No, all around you just looks like thick white mist, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to use my acrobatics.
Okay.
To see if I can get down real low and kind of launch myself and kind of do a little jump in the air, a little spin to see if I can maybe see anything above us.
All right.
But before I do that, I'm gonna just be hey guys, I'm gonna jump up for a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna untie myself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. So
Sure.
if you guys want to I'm gonna untie myself and then I'll be right back down because I'm just gonna jump in this spot. Just vertical. So hopefully nothing weird will happen. Cool?
I will say technically that is supposed to be an athletics.
Athletics? Jumping?
Yeah. But what I'll say is maybe you think
I can
of
do
doing the
athletics.
opposite, instead of getting really high, you go really low to look under the fog.
Yeah, like limbo. Limbo it. That was the other thing I was thinking of doing, but I was going to try to use stealth for that. But I guess stealth would be more if I was trying to sneak up on the fog. I don't know how I would do that, but I could find a way to do that.
Yeah, give me
cool, so I'll use my
acrobatics.
acrobatics, cool. So I'm gonna just then be I'm just gonna try to limbo this fog, see how low I can get, see if I can see anything underneath.
How low can you go?
You're about to find out. Bree can go pretty low. So we've got
She goes down.
17.
17, yeah, you are
I go down a lot.
yeah, you're crouched over a lot. The fog does extend all the way down to the ground, but you do notice that it is slightly,
Tiny bit?
yeah, slightly lessened on the bottom. So you can see as you look down in that area, you kind of see some tracks that lead off in a direction. So you follow that.
Okay.
Awesome.
See some tracks.
Cassie or Harper?
Harper, you will go first.
Yeah.
This is a fun exercise.
Thank you.
Seeing that, Bree was thinking about jumping and then she decided to go low, I look at my legs, flex them a little bit, I think I'm strong enough, and I'm gonna try. Can I use athletics to try to jump really high and see what I can see?
You're going to untie yourself first?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
good idea.
All right.
Fall down.
I got a DM screen now, so I know mechanical things. So you are going to move 10 feet and then jump a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier.
Yes.
What's your strength modifier?
+5.
5. So you jump 8 feet up.
Wow. Those some jumping
How
skills.
tall is Harper again?
5'5"?
Cool. Give me an athletics check on top of this.
Come on. 17.
Nice. Yeah, I'll say that you back up probably farther than 10 feet. You back up a lot and you just jump and lift off from the air. You don't make it to quite over the fog, but you do make it high up enough that you like sort of see, maybe it's like lessened up here also, and you can see the silhouette of a mountain peak off into the distance. And you see that you're close.
Shoot, I'm not very good with the. Okay. I'm gonna take out my loot. And I'm gonna try to like, echolocation.
Yeah.
I do know echolocation.
Yeah.
So
I know it wouldn't work that way, but
But Cassie would think it does.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna start
Thumping your loot?
Yeah, really loud and then listen really carefully.
Give me a perception check at advantage, because echolocation.
Opposite of stealth.
I can't see.
It's an 18.
Okay. Let me try
13.
Okay, that's okay. 21.
21. Okay, dang. Awesome. So you you start walking and you're playing that lute. You start walking, you're playing the lute. Are you singing also?
No, because I need to listen very carefully.
Oh, okay. Of course. Your ears are not trained in the art of echolocation.
Probably not.
But you start playing that lute, and I know what I want to happen, and I know what's going to actually happen, and they're two very different things.
Oh no.
You start playing that lute, and you don't know echolocation, and so you just keep walking. You also might get the idea to fly while you're playing the lute so that your sound could spread more.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you still tied up to
location, right?
She untied herself when you did the jump.
Yeah.
So you fly up and you are playing that lute, and you can see that silhouette of the mountain in the distance, that Harper saw when she jumped up. So you kind of call down and you're like calling out directions, and you help navigate them. Flynn, even without without Cassie's directions, you feel it. Like as soon as she calls out the direction, like, oh, head more left, you feel that pulling in that direction. And together you are all able to head in the right way to the mountain.
Using our weird skills that aren't really great for this, but that we've found it.
Y'all are
like
learning. While you do that, who has the highest passive perception?
12?
13.
14.
What does passive perception?
It would be your perception plus 10.
No, 11.
Okay, cool. Bree, you would hear, as you guys are nearing the mountain and Cassie's sort of flying overhead and she lets you know that you guys are close, you hear from about, like in that general direction, just ever so faintly on the wind, the familiar sound of metal against metal clanging as if there was a battle somewhere in the beyond.
A battle or forges?
It sounds like sounds like someone's hitting something.
You keep walking. Flynn, that pulling in your heart is just getting more and more insistent. It's almost as if something is tugging you in that direction.
We should keep close.
Yeah.
We're getting close.
You guys tie yourselves together again?
Yeah.
I think so.
You reach the base of the mountain, and before you, the fog sort of parts ever so slightly, and you see there are steps that lead upward. And as you look down upon those steps, that pulling is not only in your heart, it's like a physical movement of your feet, as if you're not controlling them anymore. You get the sense that you have walked these steps many times before.
I think it might be safe now to remove the ropes. Maybe. Wait, is it a lot of...
The fog is lessening as you walk up that path.
Okay. Maybe not like tied around each other, because if one of us falls down these steps, I don't want us to all fall.
I thought you were the only one still tied to it.
Probably.
No, I tied myself.
Oh, you
back
tied
up.
yourself. I didn't.
Okay.
She's
That's
flying
fine.
ahead.
I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
You can fly.
Okay.
Whatever. You can fall off the cliff. It's fine.
I'm still up there.
Don't do that.
I mean, let's just not fall off the cliff.
We'll try.
Are you saying
have
you
to-
want to stay tied or you don't want to stay tied?
I'm saying we maybe don't stay tied.
I think we should stay tied.
Yeah.
Because if one of us falls, then the other two can catch the other
It's
person.
a tie.
It's a tie.
You're the tiebreaker.
What do you think? What do you think?
Tell you what, why don't you and I stay tied together? Because if you fall, I'll definitely be able to catch you. If I fall, I'll definitely be able to catch myself. We can just continue on.
Wait, did you say if you fall, you'll be able to catch yourself?
Yeah.
You don't think I can catch you?
I stand in front of you and do a trust fall.
Wait, what?
Yeah, to see if like
She doesn't know what a trust fall is.
She lets you
definitely
fall
is.
onto the ground.
She's like, why did you just do that? What was that?
So Bree falls on the ground.
In Waterdeep, we don't do trust falls.
Yeah.
because we trust nobody.
All right, let's just get walking up these steps.
All right, maybe let's not tie ourselves to each other. You
All
seem
right,
like you're
yeah.
really good at falling right now, Harper. I don't know what's happening.
So
Confused.
you all start heading up those steps.
All right.
It is now 9:30. How you guys doing? Do we want to take a little short rest here?
I need some water.
Or? Yeah, I'm also out of
Do you want
water.
some water?
Yeah.
So before we dive into the realm of the Loa clan, I think we're going to take a quick 10-minute break here. We will be back at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will continue on this journey. Before we go to break, shout out to Axis Tavern. Have another queue, have some more XP, get it. Also, a shout out, because I forgot to do it in the beginning because I'm only practicing at this. Shout out for our amazing producer, Ben, who is here behind the scenes. Thanks for turning down the volume as we cheer you. Can We Play already? You have seen them in chat. You should follow them on Twitch. Sometimes I'm on other things on Can We Play already, but you should follow them anyways because the other people are also really cool. So we will be back in 10 minutes. Stay tuned as we find answers and go on journeys and beatbox more, maybe.
Maybe. Echolocation.
All right. Catch you in a bit, folks. Hello. Hello. We're back. This is Roll for Dameage. We're back.
Hello, we're back. Look at us being back.
Hydrated.
Hydrated.
Oh no. Oh no, they're gonna know, guys. Anyways, welcome back to the stream. We had just left off with the group approaching the base of the Loa Clan Mountain. So what they assume is the Loa Clan Mountain. And you were about to start climbing those stairs. Mm-hmm. Cassie, still flying above? All right.
Yeah, I'm feeling the pull.
All right,
My
so you
legs are
guys,
working without even
So we're
me
like right in
thinking
front of
about
the
it.
mountain, like it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the steps.
Yeah.
The steps too.
You also suspect that, like maybe the thought just crosses your mind, but the base of the mountain, it's not like small. It's like you can see it expands out quite far. And you suspect that had you not been with Flynn, you might have just been wandering around forever.
Wow.
Or, for a while.
So it seems like you're a low-end dwarf.
Maybe.
My
my feet are moving this way.
Look how big this
I've been
mountain
here
is.
before.
What if we had just like never found this place?
We would be in the fog and you would
Yeah.
have died.
Yeah. So, obviously, do you know any secret ways into this place? Because you're kind of from here.
Let's find a door.
I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be
try that.
nice.
You think the stairs are probably a good start?
My feet are literally want to go up these.
Okay, let's go up these stairs.
This is what I want to do.
All right, so it's a pretty steep mountain path. It's not a huge path either. It's probably about like 7 feet wide. Truffle is having a hard time with it also. I'm going to need a con saving throw from everyone as you climb this mountain.
Ooh, this is
Saving throw. Okay.
I don't know if those dice are being good for you.
I think it's still around.
That's 20.
Oh, they are being good for you. It's hard to read your facial expressions sometimes.
Because sometimes I can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Wow.
I'm surprised too.
Remarkably, you're flying also, so it's not as big of a deal.
6.
Oh, that's not good.
How not good?
It's 5.
All right. Well, Cassie, you are having a grand time. You're just like, you can barely see them down there, but you're just flying around. You're still a little unsteady. You only recently learned how to use your wings. They're not super strong yet, but you got some good,
Updraft.
yeah, that you're just sort of like floating around along. You're playing your lute still, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have 2 extra hands.
Yeah, so you might as well. Playing your lute. Meanwhile, down on the ground, your friends are struggling. Harper thought that she was an athletic person until she had to climb a mountain. She had never really done uphill cardio before. And with all the armor she was wearing, it wasn't long before she was sweating like a pig.
No offense, Truffle.
Truffle was also doing that. Truffle actually is probably sweating less than you are.
I think pigs sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the expression comes from, probably. I don't know where the expression comes from.
Sweating like a pig.
Yeah. Anyways,
English.
it's sweaty, it's wet. Your chainmail is chafing against your body, and it's sticky. And you also look up occasionally and just see Cassie like doing loop-de-loops in the air. You can hear the faint sounds of her lute lilting down towards you as you struggle. And
Announcing our presence.
yeah, you can barely even tell, but behind you, Flynn and Bree are even worse. Like,
Great.
probably on the ground, pulling themselves forward.
This
Yeah.
leather armor is so heavy.
Yeah, it's
Man.
a rough time.
I haven't had
and-
to climb in a while. I am out of shape.
Yeah, you all take 1 point of exhaustion as you make it up the mountain.
Do exhaustion points? They go on to like our health. Right?
So basically, it
Or
means
they,
you have
like, you save
disadvantage
them.
on ability
Right.
checks until you take a long rest.
Right.
And Cassie is fine. Wee,
great.
Flyers.
And also, as you make your way up the mountain, Cassie, you would hear it first, but the sounds of battle that Bree had mentioned are distinct now as you get higher and higher up the mountain. You're not flying ahead because I assume you want to stay with your friends, probably.
Yes.
But you can hear them. Just these shouts and clanging of metal. And you also would see, as you get within, I'd say about a kilometer to the top, half a kilometer, we'll say, you sort of start to make out this like giant hulking shape in the distance on top of the mountain.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower myself a little bit so I'm within like messaging range.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna message like, guys, I see a huge figure up front. I hear a lot of battle sounds. Should we really go this way?
Yes.
Dude, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I love how you're panting in your telepathic message. You're just doing it just so she hears it.
Yeah. You're seeing her fly out of spite. It's like, yes.
This is the right way, but I hate it.
Are we ever gonna get
Why aren't you
up
flying?
this?
She doesn't have
Why
wings.
am I don't have wings.
What?
Only some
I
tieflings
don't
have
have
wings.
wings.
Oh.
Oh, I guess Flynn doesn't.
Can't you
know
see?
I don't know that.
Bree's like, are you climbing above me or below me?
We're both struggling really hard. Like, I don't think
You're
either
climbing
of us
one
are
over
like,
each other.
Okay. So you should be able to see that I don't have any wings on my back. Not all tieflings are the same, you know.
I guess I didn't really meet the other tiefling.
That's true.
Yeah,
This
and-
is your first time meeting her.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
neither of you have noticed that.
And you've already gotten us mixed up somehow. Wow.
Completely
All
different
this
colors.
No, the terrifying red eyes is
The one
only
that
thing
she
I
met before and the one she didn't meet before.
I just thought that, oh, wait, you can have wings. Why don't you have wings then?
I wish I did,
You
but
can't just
stop
ask
rubbing it
someone
in.
why they don't have wings.
Bree already feels bad enough she doesn't have wings. She's like, I know, right? Like, I wish I did.
I think that deserves a burn tower memory.
You can't just.
Why can't they all
You
have
can
wings?
have wings. Why don't you just have wings? You can't just ask someone why they don't have wings.
I'm just gonna say that.
Anyways,
That's literally out of Mean Girls.
Cassie, you sense them not responding to you in any meaningful
I
way.
hear panting and
Yeah.
they're not too well.
Yeah.
But not in danger, so.
Yeah, that's good. So what do you want to do? Do you want to stick with them? Do you want to try and fly ahead and maybe see more?
So am I still in the fog?
You're
Or-
like, it's still in the fog, but it's not
Right.
as thick as it was at ground level. I'd say that everything here would have like half cover essentially because everything's so blurry and misty.
Okay. Could I kind of like just go ahead, like try to see a bit clearer, but try to be stealthy about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth and a perception, please.
I know how to write.
Well, okay. Stealth.
It's a
I
fact.
see nothing, but I can stealth. Okay. Stealth is 17, and perception is that a 5?
That's a 5.
Okay, perception is
It'd be nice if
8.
we were invisible still.
It would be. It would be.
Thank you.
Yeah, you approach. I'd say you get within probably about 500 feet of what's happening. And you see now at this distance, it's really hard to miss because it's giant, because it's a giant. There is a giant that is standing over what appear to be like the battlements of a fortress. And it is
This is Harper.
very large. I'd say around 30 feet tall. And it's, how close do you want to get? That's about all you can make out from here. But something seems to be distorted in its silhouette.
Does it look like a frost giant?
It does not. You're not really able to discern what kind of giant it is
Okay.
from this foggy distance.
So I see a giant and like battle remnants.
Yeah, battlements. So it's like the walls
Oh.
of a fortress, essentially.
The giant's trying to get in?
Yeah, it seems like it's battling something that's on the walls.
Okay, so I'm gonna fly down to where you guys are. I'm gonna be like, guys, there's like
sounds.
There's like a giant, like an actual giant, trying to get into some battlements
Oh my
up
gosh.
ahead.
Do you still have those flowers?
Should we eat it right now?
We should eat
right
the
now.
flowers.
No,
Okay,
no, no,
right
no,
now.
no,
Yeah, we should eat the flowers.
Remember when you first ate it and you felt a little sick? You
I felt
might
great.
I felt sick.
So
Not again. All right. I'm tired of people mixing us up. Give me that flower. I'm gonna eat it right now.
I tossed one to her.
Bree eats the flower.
No.
Give me a con saving throw.
Oh God, what have I done?
You also remember now after eating the flower that it took you 24 hours to become
feel
partially
better. Yeah,
invisible?
yeah. Well, but you never know.
Yeah, sure.
It's unpredictable. We have to do more tests.
Totally.
I got a
Definitely how
9.
science works.
Yeah.
Science. We're gonna use science. Is that okay? All right, we're using
We're
science.
scientists.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Clearly.
You take 5 poison damage.
Oh God.
This is exactly what we needed to go into battle with, right?
Mhm.
How do I feel?
You
Poisoned.
feel not that bad, but it was like last time you're a little nauseous.
You
And
said 4 or
I said 5.
5? Okay.
Which is a third of your health.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And you feel a little nauseous. You feel like this hurt more than yesterday when you ate the flower.
Oh wow. Yeah. So I'm like, now I'm regretting my decision. We're just like, ugh.
Maybe you shouldn't do it as well.
No, what happened?
Maybe just wait. Just
I
wait.
don't feel good. Yeah.
No.
Maybe don't do it, or maybe you do. It worked better for you, but
Hold off for. You need to show
But I
the
only
little
have
plan.
one left.
There is a huge roar that just washes over all of you. Like,
Ugh.
you assume it's from the giant. It's a bellow of pain. Just a,
I bring out my greatsword. All right, folks, are we doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I start booking it up.
All right.
I start booking it.
I
Trying
start flying again.
desperately to get up this mountain.
Awesome. So,
I'm a hill dwarf, not a mountain dwarf.
That was good.
That's a great joke.
amazing.
Someone
That's a
go
good
and what is that? Clip that. Someone
Yeah.
clip that.
Oh yeah, I can mark that. I have a thing up to do that. All right, so you chug it up the rest of the mountain. So you guys are gonna place yourselves here-ish. And then you will also see a number of things as you approach.
something that could become a boar?
There is, I think Ben has some minis for us, maybe?
Is that a cat?
Oh, wait, never mind. We got something.
It's a Cheshire
Oh,
cat.
that's so cute.
want to be able to show the people.
It's so small.
There's also.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, the Aristocat.
I think so. Yes. Yes.
Is it
Oh.
too big? Is it size large?
They're so cute.
Oh, it looks like it might be size large.
No.
Who's that? That's Truffle.
little
This might be
kitten.
more.
Yeah, that one's the one.
Oh my god.
Aw.
Wait, can I be Kirby? I want to be Kirby.
Can't be Kirby.
It's like a little Cheshire cat.
Oh wait,
But
you
you're
don't want to be
Jester.
That's
the
true.
jester mini I brought for you?
No, no,
And
I'll
I'm
be
Yasha,
Jester.
and I love her so much.
Guys, we have temporary minis. It's
Yeah,
exciting.
temporary mini.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
you're
Wes.
gonna array yourselves around here. This is the giant.
That's the giant.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
Um,
giant post-it.
it's actually.
Are you
very-
gonna? Yeah.
Were you gonna
this
draw one?
You know, you go.
This
Okay.
You're the GM. But yeah, I just thought you were just gonna make it
Kirby.
post-its, and I was gonna be like, oh, I've got to give it a face. Gotta make it look
Aren't
grumpy.
they the same size? The
They are
platform?
exactly the same
Although I
size.
will say, I definitely have met giants
go with
before
a
in D&D
huge
that have been
size.
very
This
sweet.
Let's go Pikachu.
Not all giants are grumpy. Just most giants.
Oh my god, I love that mini. I've never seen them that small though. So cute.
Yeah, and we needed minis, and we were in Coburg, and
Wait,
the
what's
one game
this?
store.
It's the giant.
What's
No.
the giant?
That's the giant.
that has
Is he wearing
definitely
a
has
crown,
more
or is that his
artistic
hair?
color.
That's his hair.
Wait,
Oh.
is that a unibrow?
Yeah, he's got a unibrow.
He has teeth just like Bree.
That's so great.
Bree's gonna feel bad.
There were some details missing from him, but I can't draw, so I'm not going to draw them on right now.
What?
But
Maybe he has a bow. No.
okay.
Pointing at himself.
Maybe he's got like a stick and a bow.
Oh, and
Okay,
I guess I will also
dual
place.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm done playing around with it.
Some
And he's
other
like,
things.
maybe it's a smaller bow, so he's got one finger on it like this, and then the other ones he's using to shoot.
And there's a number of dwarves arrayed
archery
along
folk.
the top of
So
this.
that's how we're scoring that.
There's some other dwarf rangers who are here shooting at it.
I like it a lot.
And there are some dwarves.
Giants trying to get
Those are
into-
dwarves?
Oh,
Yeah.
some dwarves.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to save the dwarves, and then they'll respect us.
Yeah. Yeah, we better do that. Oh.
So as you approach, it is now that you're within this range of the actual fortress itself, the fog has thinned considerably. There's still wisps of mist throughout the air, but it's not difficult to see through. You see towering above you, 30 feet tall, is a giant, but unlike one you've ever seen before. Those of you who have encountered frost giants before, it does seem to have the similar sort of look as a frost giant. However, it's been...
Evil.
Pardon me?
Evil.
It is evil, yes. And it is very, very, very fucked up. And as you are at this distance, the first thing you would notice actually as you like came over the bend is a whiff of what reminds you of the smell of Mary Key's desecrated grave.
Oh, gross.
Glade.
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
not grave, glade. Those are two very different things. It's kind of a grave now. Anyways, the glade. Yeah,
Not
that putrid, rotting smell. You look up at this giant before you, and as it sort of like turns its face to swing at some remaining dwarves just around its feet, you see that it's got these huge black vines that are coming out of its eye sockets and its mouth as it turns to roar at the people on the battlements.
Sorry, huge black what?
Like vines
Vines?
and tendrils. You had heard it roar earlier, but now as you're closer, when it goes to roar again, it doesn't sound as loud as there's a bunch of vines that also come out of its mouth and its throat. And it seems like these vines are almost eating at it. There's these huge boils that look like pus-filled all over its body as well. And all around it, it just seems to have this corruption clinging to its entire being. And it is attacking the dwarves. There's a number of corpses on the ground around here already. There are only 2 remaining on the ground with it. There's a number of dwarves up on the battlements as well. As you approach, you see one of the dwarves on the battlement notices you standing there and just yells out, "Excuse me, what are you doing? Get to safety, run, run, we'll cover ya." And he sort of motions, and you see over here on this wall, there's what appears to be like an old siege tower, like leaned up, and you can make a run for the ladder that's going up there. But we're gonna have to roll for initiative.
All right.
Some of us could just fly there.
Some of us could just fly there.
Thanks.
That was
Whoa!
a good one.
How's it not one
So it's just us trying to get past this giant.
You done good.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
we can
no.
fight the giant.
Sorry, Capet.
I mean, I'd like to fight the giant, but I also just took 5 points of poison damage.
I mean, for the EXP.
I'm gonna have to be super nimble.
Mm-hmm.
But thank goodness that I'm nimble.
You're
Hopefully
doing
it'll go well.
fine.
Okay. Oh well.
Just because you're going last.
Yeah,
Just
definitely
a
going.
little bit because the battle's over.
Hopefully
Perfect.
Bree at least gets to go back to Toronto for eating that flower.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
That's something that is achievable.
It's doable.
Initiative. I didn't spell this word right, but you know what it means. And this is...
Yes.
Wow, that's not great. All right. What have we got?
I have 16.
16 for Bree.
Yeah, unless
Flynn?
it's a plus. What am I forgetting?
Oh, 8, 5. Wait, initiative, right?
Mm-hmm.
8.
8. All right.
Oh,
Cassie.
sorry. I should have been
6.
19. My bad.
19. Cassie, 6.
Yeah.
Harper.
A dirty 20.
Nice. All right. And the dwarves got
Because it's not natural. It's a 19 plus 1.
19.
Yeah.
All right. So Harper is going up first. You see. What's happening?
Oh, things are happening. Anyway.
You
many
see,
things.
just this looming giant over you. This crazy swinging of arms, the tentacles, vine things flailing everywhere. It reaches out an arm and strikes at the dwarves that are standing on the battlements. And you see that its hand isn't even hands. It's just like continuous long vines that stretch out into the semblance of fingers.
Oh, is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing.
I'm just setting the scene for you.
Thank you. So as the dwarf tells me to run, I'm going to look at him and says, I don't run from a good fight. And charge
Harper
in.
always has these lines.
It's because she's a performer.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah, right up to it. Perfect. And I'm going to swing my sword.
All right.
That is a 11.
11 will not hit, unfortunately. As you run up to it and you swing your sword into what I imagine is like the ankle sort of area. You're not that tall. It just sort of like deflects off and isn't heavy enough of a blow. You've never fought a foe so large before. And it just bounces off.
Yeah, and that's my turn.
All right. What did I write here for its initiative?
3.
Sweet. All right, so that is now Bree.
Okay. So I'm going to try to sneak, I think, around this giant here. Okay, I guess I would be like trying to get, I don't know, where's a good spot for me?
I don't know. I
You mean
mean,
like literally behind, or do you mean like sneak away from
Trying to
Bree,
sneak.
roll me a wisdom check.
Okay.
like the reach of that thing?
Wisdom, that is 10.
Yeah, even with the 10, you look at the size of this thing and you're like, I ate a flower and lost a third of my hit points, and you suspect that if you took one hit from this thing, you would be ultimate dead.
Oh, wow.
Ultimate dead. Like,
Yeah.
it would do twice her
Yeah,
HP.
yeah. Her
Yeah.
HP is 18.
That's true. That's very true. Cool.
The max damage, we'll just do it meta, because no, we won't do it meta. But the max, it looks big. Its great axe is like 3 times the size of your body.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, so Bree's gonna...
Oh, that's the great app.
Bree's feeling a bit intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
If I can persuade it to stop, I'll try. I don't know.
Do you speak giant?
I wish I did.
You look at it, and it just looks wild. And the dwarves are just screaming at you like,
Yeah, it's
get
kinda
up to the
scream.
battlements, lassie. Run!
All right. So Bree's gonna head towards the...
They're also yelling at you. But you looked slightly hardier.
Yeah.
You
all
didn't
right.
eat a poisonous purple
If you
flower.
want, you can also take your dash action and get up on top of there.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
I'm
All
just
right.
gonna respect that you're trying to make sure that I don't die
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Today.
I think Zara would freak out if you died and she wasn't here. Flynn, it's a good thing we left Monty behind.
Yeah.
Yes.
He would definitely attack a giant.
I know, and
It would be like Game of Thrones all over again.
I'm kind of feeling that long range might be the best option for me.
And maybe being like farther away, possibly.
That.
You do notice that you don't know how Truffle is going to get up that ladder.
We better kill that giant before trouble.
It's okay. I'll bring him
Okay,
up.
I'm gonna whisper. Okay, I'm whispering to Truffle to like hide. Okay, just some little. And then I'm going to hide, Truffle, hide. I don't know. I'm gonna go this way.
Okay.
You're gonna talk to Truffle?
Yeah, I was just like, hide, little buddy. I don't think I'm gonna climb up, but I'm kind of just gonna get ready
Waiting?
for some shots.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Anything else that you want to do? You've only used your move action so far, so you do
I
have.
would like to
Shoot it? Yeah.
Yeah.
With a bow, with magic, with
It's definitely a bow.
Okay, sounds good.
Don't have shooting magic.
All right. You pull out your short bow?
Apparently, it is a long bow.
Oh, interesting choice for a dwarf.
I grew up in this forest.
Uh-huh.
I am naturalized to that.
Yeah, totally.
These dwarves are not going to be down for this. With my
These
like,
dwarves are gonna be like,
You
what
see
is
a few of them like looking at you strangely as you pull. Like, how are you even transporting this thing? Like
It's my entire
horizontal,
body.
like it's like a surfboard under one arm.
yeah. Just imagination.
Yeah.
I just
Cool.
like to imagine that when you like pull it, you're like using your whole body, so you're like spread it across the bow. It's really
Okay,
cute.
they size them down, right? They size them down. It's not like
Your
a
medium
huge-
bow.
It's just a small.
Your small longbow.
Yeah. It's still a long bow.
It sure is, kid. All right, roll for hit, please.
Yeah, well, I think that's like a nat 20 there.
Oh.
So that would
yeah.
be that would be a really
Are you using
That
your
that'll be a
longbow?
hit.
I am using my long.
Oh my gosh, I love this whole image.
All right.
Right,
Roll
like-
for damage.
Thanks for pulling that in.
Once an episode.
So am I
When I
doing
introduce
double
the stream.
D8?
It's so
Or
how
just
I do it
one?
is
How do
like
you do it?
you can roll that first one and you can either double that damage or roll double the dice.
I get to choose after I rolled once.
Yeah. I'm
Huh.
super nice.
You're the nicest DM ever.
Let's have fun, kids.
I'm just gonna double that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 4 times 2 and then my bonus, or 4 plus my bonus and that times 2.
No, 4 times 2 plus your bonus.
Okay.
Bad math.
Well, I wanted to know where are the brackets. Okay. So 11.
11 damage. All right. Cool. So you put your entire body into this arch bow shot. You like set up some like one arm and foot in each
got,
corner,
like, the wall.
stretching it out.
The wall to like push against.
The arrow is like in your mouth holding the shot or whatever.
It's
Did
gonna
you
be
see
great.
this? We're Did you see this?
Unfortunately, you're actually out of sight. They can all see it.
I'm just catching this out of the corner of my eye, but I'm
Where was
watching.
I? I was
There's
over here.
just
Could
a
I could have
glint
moved
of
here?
pride
No, you
in,
wouldn't.
in,
No,
in
it's too
Truffle's
late.
eyes. Just
Yeah.
a little
Sad she's missing it.
Yeah.
love.
Oh, yeah.
In Truffle's
Truffle's
eyes.
watching is like, that's my girl.
And as that
Their
arrow
person. They.
flies,
That's you there.
you're like, this is the best shot I have ever shot. And you're like, this is the most powerful, like, you know your technique was perfect. In this time of need, you pulled through for your friends and you managed to do this amazing thing. And you just watch as that arrow flies through the air and up towards the giant's head. And it just, tink.
20 failed.
It didn't fail. It just did basically nothing.
It's like 10 damage. Like,
Giant's level's too high. Get out of there.
AC is 15.
Yep, and then the dwarves are like,
So
run,
Amanda from a
run,
cloud.
Kin, run. Cassie.
So bonus action, I'm gonna grab that cute little porky and
That'll be your full action to
Is my full
transport
action
it.
to grab
yeah.
him?
Yeah.
To like grab and fly,
Mhm.
or to like.
Because basically you're picking up an object.
yeah.
So
So how tall is the giant?
30 feet. The battlements are also about, they're like a little shorter because it's a dwarf battlement, so like 25 feet.
Okay. Okay. I'll grab, and then I have my movement still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will grab porky, and we can go here.
Make me a strength check or athletics.
It is technically medium sized.
Oh, really? So he's chunky.
Yeah, he's a boar.
Oh, I was picturing
We're not
tiny.
talking
No, he's not a teacup pig.
We keep on
He
saying
looks
truffle,
like
like
one.
a teacup.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like that.
Like a tiny piglet thing.
Little piglet.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Nope, he's a big boy.
Oh,
You
alright.
can retcon this if you want.
He's chunk.
Can I try first?
Imagine
Yeah,
30
you.
to 50
I mean, you can
pounds
try
each
and you'll
minute.
lose your action. You can't try and then retcon
I can't leave.
No,
it.
we're
Yeah,
not-
yeah, do it. Save truffle.
Okay. 14.
oh, okay. I'll say that you like grab him and he's like freaking out. He's like, he's got something stuck in his nose. And you like dip a wing and like you just started flying. So you're like, you're basically like 5 feet off the ground. Like
doing great.
Struggling all over the
Don't
place
worry.
as you're like flying over and then you land here behind Jen.
Yeah.
Behind Flynn.
Yeah.
Fun fact, people
here.
thought when you
Yes.
said battlements for some reason.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then someone just wrote hashtag just here for the battlements. Hilarious.
Gotta
And,
love battlements.
Jess
You're up
is
close
like,
with people.
you're doing a fight without me.
There's gonna be a lot
Jess.
more fights, Jess. Don't worry. Things are heating up.
There's
And we're
nothing-
not gonna die.
Yeah. There's nothing for you to burn here, so.
Ooh. Should that go on the burn
That
tower?
should go on the burn tower.
It's a burn about her burning.
That's a nurse
It's a burn about
one.
burns.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that was Cassie's turn, and now it is this frost giant's turn.
Oh no, who's left behind?
That's Harper.
Oh,
Harper's brave.
Harper wasn't left behind.
Right.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh,
Does
oh,
Harper know
God.
what she's doing? How many hit points does Harper have? Okay. Anyways, it's pretty preoccupied with these dwarves. It's been
Likes
finding
to
the
ride
dwarves for a
one.
while. It lands one hit on this dwarf in front of it. It just brings its great axe down, and there's a thunderous crash as it brings this giant hunk of metal with all this force down on the wall. Bits of things fly everywhere. And Bree, you just see as this dwarf basically becomes a pile of bones and blood and jelly, and is just
Dwarf
decimated.
Bree's like, wow.
You also see now, Bree, from inside the battlements here, a number of other, like basically a whole contingent of dwarves. I'm not going to place
that are
them because
defending.
that's just too much. They're all running up now, and they're swarming the battlements. All right, so we are now back up at the top at Harper.
Oh.
You would have also seen that dwarf just, like that
When
great
Bree
axe
was
just
here?
sliced down on it, and it just
Or
exploded.
no, Harper was first.
Yeah. Megan knows I should run. Harper doesn't run.
Oh, Harper.
So I'm going to try one more.
All right.
I'm also going to use, because I'm fighter, archetype, battle master, I'm going to use a precision attack and add one of my dice to the
Shout out
attack.
Greenleaf Geek for Harper's Dice.
Ooh, so that is a 19
That'll
plus
hit.
7.
Okay, that'll definitely hit.
So I'm gonna stick with my green leaf. 2d6 plus.
Ooh, nice.
So that is 10 plus 17 damage.
Nice.
There's Harper.
All right. Yeah, this time as you swing your greatsword, it doesn't just tink off of its ankle bone again. This time you feel it cut into its flesh. It's not deep. It's like a little trickle of blood. It's definitely not used to the drama that you're used to, but you feel that satisfaction as you have bloodied a giant. It turns down and looks at you and just leans in, and those vines fly out of its mouth towards you. The breath, you almost pass out from the stench as it smells like it's been eating rotten fish garbage for weeks. And that just blows over you. But you stand your ground and you face down a giant.
You're one ugly mother farmer.
God, just keep this. Just keep this there forever. Oh no.
Methylamine. That's one of the.
Maybe put it on the side.
Ooh,
Bree.
My organic chemistry students would know that.
Bree just wants to rush over here, and can I like see from here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are you
but I'm
trying
like
to
a safe-ish.
Safe-ish.
Safe-ish. She's just gonna yell down at Harper with like all of her like gusto that she has. Sorry, I have to burp.
Gusto.
Go for
can't do
it.
it.
Okay.
Okay, I sort of did it. Just so I can yell. I don't want to burp and yell. It'll be weird. I've made it weird by acknowledging it. Anyway, so Bree yells down to Harper, "Get out of there!"
Oh man.
That's all I got, man. I don't have my bow with me.
Make me a
I can throw my
persuasion
dagger.
check.
Persuasion check?
Yeah.
You have to get Harper out of the bloodlust.
12 plus... Oh, shoot. Plus 7, I believe.
Yeah, I think also it's ridiculously high.
Yeah, my persuasion's pretty crazy. Plus 6.
18. Roll contested.
What do I add to this?
Wisdom?
Alright, so it's just a straight roll.
Mm-hmm.
3.
You feel very compelled by the urgency in Bree's voice as she screams down at you, and also you don't really want to be in this aura of smell anymore.
Yeah. I made a cut. I made my point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that enemy got the point.
Amazing.
I did something.
Hey, you did.
I saved you.
Also, I gotta say, this giant is showing up amazing on stream. So this is probably going to be how I do all of my bosses from now on.
Just these amazing stick figures.
Yeah, just this posted notes and grumpy faces.
Can we save them? Can we save
Yeah,
them?
absolutely we can.
An enemy board? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Put them on here for now.
yeah, for sure.
This would be a scrapbook.
All right. That is now Flynn.
We have our great notebooks as well.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what, whoever kills an enemy gets to keep the post-it note and put it in their notebook.
Okay. Well, now I don't want to leave.
Don't entice her.
I'm going to try to climb up these battlements.
All right. Yeah, no problem. It's a ladder. You just
Cool.
You look down at Truffle. It's like.
Well, I definitely can't do anything about them. I told him. I told him to run.
Maybe try telling him again.
Well, now he's being like handled by this flying creature.
That's true. He didn't really get a chance to run.
Just let it happen.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
That's me.
That's your turn. Do you want to shoot it again, or are you?
If that's
sad
possible.
Yeah, you're still totally within range and everything.
I'm not sad. I'm just terrified.
That's fair.
All right.
Ah, shit. I just realized you three were supposed to be rolling at disadvantage for ability checks. That doesn't affect this, but like that side. Never mind.
So because
Yes,
we're
so
so tired.
Yeah, because you're exhausted.
Oh, we're so tired. Well, now we are excited.
Mm-hmm.
16.
16 will hit.
Right. Yes. Five.
All right. Yep, another arrow just kind of like hits in the same spot. You're like very accurate for sure. It just sort of like, boom,
Yeah.
flies off a little bit.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a giant.
I thought you were gonna be making fun of my arrows.
As you climb up here, this dwarf, I'll say there's like a bunch of dwarves up here now, not just these 4. We'll say each of these represents like 10 dwarves that are now fighting this. One of these ones yells over at you and is like, "Get inside, get down. We'll try and cover for your friends as much as possible, but you gotta get out of here."
Down, like through this potential trapdoor situation here.
Yeah, go down there.
Okay. Well, I think I've done my action, but maybe I'll like hint down here.
Okay.
To you. You're the only person I can see.
Okay.
Down here.
All right.
Cassie.
I see it.
Okay. So
I see you.
still in my grasp.
I get it.
I'm gonna fly up to there.
Okay, make me another strength saving throw. Or strength check. Strength or athletics.
If I fail, I don't drop him, right?
We'll see how it goes.
It has hit points.
Okay, how many?
It has hit points.
He looks sturdy, right?
I mean, 2 hit points.
A
is
number of hit
It's more
points.
than 2.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's more than 2.
You know what? No, I'm
It's
okay.
like 10.
Wait,
That's
what
okay.
was that?
Huh? I'm
that you
just
being
gonna
scared?
cast hold person on that humanoid. Is he humanoid?
On the giant?
Yes.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah,
Humanoid. Okay.
he is.
So you do it with save.
Humanoid.
Oh, wisdom for a giant, yes.
Yeah, he is a humanoid. He's a giant.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see if it works.
Ooh, okay. That is a 5.
So he's paralyzed. So go for it.
He is.
And bonus action, Bardic Inspiration, Harper.
All right.
So I'm gonna whisper sweet
Sweet
nothings.
Would you like to describe how you do this epic feat of hold person and then inspire Harper?
How would I hold someone?
Be
physically?
like, stop.
With your magic,
Yeah.
with your music?
Yeah, I'll do that. The
I usually
stop
do it with my
hammer time part. Huh?
Stop.
Yeah, that.
You're a bard.
Stop! Hammer time! You call out, the giant freezes in its place. And then for Harper, you yell,
I whisper sweet nothings.
Oh, wait,
you
no.
whisper from across the way, sweet nothings.
It's
that-
like a very stage whisper.
Yeah, they wind their way into your ears, and you feel strength coming to your arms as you watch this giant figure before you freeze. I get a whiz saving throw at the end of its turn, or your turn, or...
I feel like Bree's up on the battlements
full
watching
person.
Harper like feel the strength and is like, oh god, no, run,
End of
please
each of
run.
its turns.
Okay, sweet.
Don't look at me like that. Bree makes eyes with you. She's like,
All
don't
right.
look at me.
So that'll be its turn. It makes a whiz saving throw. It fails again because giants are not very wise,
No.
apparently.
Or intelligent.
Yeah. So Harper. It is also, you said paralyzed? So that also means that it automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls have advantage, and any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit.
Okay, so
If it's a melee attack.
okay, so this is meta. Because I also have trip attack as a battle master. Would Harper know, like, oh, they're paralyzed, tripping them would be super easy right now and would probably work? Because it's a strength saving throw.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
You're a fighting master. You're literally a battle master. You know how this works.
Yeah, I just don't know if I've fought in someone that has been paralyzed before. So, I mean, probably.
Maybe someone.
I know how to trip people. That's part of why it's a battle
You know what?
master
I'm
thing.
gonna say actually, it just
Yeah.
is breaking my brain to think of tripping someone that's paralyzed because usually there is movement involved with tripping someone. So I'm gonna say no to
Fair.
tripping them, and like
Yeah.
the benefits you would get from tripping them wouldn't be better than.
Much better, yeah.
Yeah.
Without the huge ropes.
Because it just makes them prone. So then okay, so I'm going to
You have advantage.
yes. Oh, so that cancels out my disadvantage from
You didn't have disadvantage on attacks, just on ability checks.
on ability checks. Oh, okay, cool. So I do roll this with and everything's a critical hit.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just going to roll and hit this guy.
All right. Is that an 8 and a
You have
7
bardic
in there?
inspiration.
And inspiration, so that's a D6.
D6.
So hold on, 8. 12 plus 7.
Yeah, definitely.
And 2d6 slashing.
Slash
yeah.
boy.
3.
3.
Did you double
I didn't double the dice, so I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah, or roll again or double. So whatever you want.
4.
So 7 plus
7, so 14.
14. Awesome. As you watch this thing just stop moving completely, how would you describe this moment?
So I can imagine like it's screaming at me and then just like freezes. It's like just kind of looking under at me and just looking up at it. I'm just gonna put my sword, like stick it into its leg and be like, like almost like a poke of like cockiness of just like.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see like this rage overtake its eyes as it is now bloody. When you stick that sword into its leg, like huge droplets of blood like come dripping down. The blood is also not like normal blood. Even when you cut its ankle, it's like this super dark, almost black blood, and with this hint of green in it. And you suspect that whatever corrupted this frost giant might be poisoning it somehow and weakening it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take action surge and do another hit on it.
All right.
Especially while it's paralyzed. So another hit with advantage.
I love fighters.
Yeah.
16 plus 7.
Yep.
It's another crit, so.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just double that. So that is 10 doubled 20, 27.
Yeah, this one, I imagine this one you probably jab in, like you reach up and you jab it into its eye, because it was like leaning down and screaming at you. So then it got frozen there, and you just ram your greatsword into its eye with both hands overhead. You feel something sort of burst within its head. And you sort of get this like spray of this like disgusting blood all over you. And it's like bleeding quite a bit, and it's looking rough.
I was thinking I'd use my action surge, like, in case I needed to run, but there's that. So, I'm just gonna stare it down.
All right.
And, shout out, like, I'll run when I can, okay? I got it!
Oh my god.
Famous last
Ooh, all right, next up is Bree.
Okay, Bree shouts down to Harper, "You have nothing to prove. What are you doing? You're gonna die."
I'm helping these people.
Make another persuasion check.
Less persuasive when you're up high.
Cheering
10
that you're
total.
not gonna save me. 6.
Technically, you both have disadvantage also.
Yes, yeah. So 10. So what is disadvantage means that
Roll
we're
it
gonna
again
take a little
and take the
Oh,
lower.
I'm pretty sure we'll get lower. than
Another
that.
6.
Yeah, I got way up.
All right,
So,
cool.
10.
All right, you are just in a yelling contest with each other.
We're even?
Harper was convinced that you saw the look on her face. You had her convinced the first time, but then Cassie froze the giant and then inspired her, and Cassie.
Oh my god.
Enabler.
Harper is Harper and Cassie is Cassie.
Cassie's always getting everyone into trouble.
Actually,
She is.
like, you eat the flower, she gets me to fight the
People think that Bree's the troublemaker. No. Just because she gives kids daggers. She's not the troublemaker. It's all Cassie.
Got the dagger?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bree's gonna train him to be an assassin, like her son,
Okay.
who's an
Flynn.
assassin.
Very, very proud of what's happening down there. I'm feeling like maybe I'm not gonna run down this trapdoor.
You're
maybe,
all inspired now.
Maybe, yeah. I'm thinking just maybe
Harper has that presence.
taking a little position closer to the battlementsy things and trying to, I think, shooting off another arrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Roll to hit, please.
One of these. Maybe not so much. Like 10.
10 unfortunately will not hit. You are feeling more inspired now. You're like, I'm not going to run down this hole. But you feel a little self-conscious as you start stretching your bow out.
Like all these dwarves are watching me. I'm like,
Is
this what dwarves do?
with their short bows, and they all just stop and turn and look at you, and Bree is just standing there like, what are you doing?
Before it looks cool, now it just looks weird.
You didn't see it before. This is your first time.
Wouldn't I have seen it when she was up here?
Right. She did do it though. You're right.
And she motioned. She was like, come down the door. And then she came up here. But I think Bree's just going to look at you confused, mostly because she's like, why are we all fighting this giant? This is not a good
Because we're
idea.
winning.
Bree's still feeling that original feeling you gave to her. So she's like,
Yeah, this is a good spot for
you're
Bree.
a little sick.
Yeah.
You're feeling like not so great.
All right, Cassie.
I need some medicine.
So when I'm concentrating on a spell, I can't cast another spell, right?
You can if it's not a concentration spell.
Oh, okay, great. I will Eldritch Blast. No. I'm enjoying this show. You're doing great, sweetie. And that's what I whispered to her. Another bardic inspiration. You're doing great, sweetie.
Yay!
And I'm just gonna, cuddle with cute little
With truffle?
Yeah.
You're like suffocating and still
I'm like,
holding
oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
Are you still flying?
No, I'm on the ground. I'm just
She
watching.
couldn't anymore.
No.
This is so
I'm
heavy.
tired.
All right, it's turn, and it will make Another wisdom saving throw.
Is there like a drawbridge? Like a portcullis?
Yeah, it's just standing right in front of it, so nobody's gonna open it. Although, I mean, like, it's too short for the giant to use anyway, so like, it doesn't really matter.
Inspire you.
It's a 13.
15.
Oh, it is still frozen.
So close.
All right.
It's looking bloody, right?
Yeah, you see it sort of like its eyelids like flicker ever so slightly as it almost regains its senses again, and you kind of like freeze for a second, but then it also freezes.
Yeah, it's like a
Oh my
flinch game of
gosh.
like, what?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're good.
Yeah.
So scary.
Harper.
Oh wait, because it's paralyzed, it can't do an attack of opportunity,
No.
right? Okay, so I'm gonna hit one more time and then I'm gonna run.
Okay. I love this gambling.
Press your luck with the giant. That's what we should have called this episode.
Would have kind of given away that there was a giant.
Oh yeah,
Maybe. Just call it press your luck.
20.
20.
Dirty. But
Yeah, that'll hit.
Giant roll, like try and roll. I don't know. It's bad. Yeah, no.
Hold on.
Giant
Yeah.
mistakes.
This was all a giant
Big things happening.
6.
A lot of big things.
I'm gonna roll again.
Okay.
And 7.
13.
Plus 7, 20.
Nice.
And
You overkill it by 4. How would you like to do this?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Single-handedly take down the giant. What battalions of dwarves cannot do.
I mean, they brought it down. Like, it wasn't fresh when you guys got to it, but Harper got the kill.
Harper got the kill. I get that in my book.
You do get to have a little post-it note in your book.
You get the giant.
Imagine if I rip it in half right now.
Oh my god. Oh
Save
my
it.
gosh.
It's gonna be this.
Yeah, that's
creepy
what that middle
kill,
part
like,
is for.
this
The enemies we defeat.
creepy
so-
kill book that you're gonna have. Like everybody else is gonna have like one, like a little flower
I'm
on
gonna
it.
treasure this.
Yay.
All
right.
So, my previous attack stuck it in the one eye. I swing it around and stick it in the other.
I picture you like swinging around, you stick in the other, and then you drag down
Oh,
again.
that's her move.
Yeah,
of,
that's
like stick
the-
and drag.
Yeah, the Harper move.
Oh yeah. The stick and drag.
And as you do, it then like its face is now torn to shreds. It's bleeding, black blood everywhere. You watch as its entire body goes limp as it loses consciousness. Makes me take a sturdy saving throw.
Yeah, no, this is fair.
No.
Dex saving throw.
Wait, is this an ability check?
This would be nope. That's
Okay.
only 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, karma's coming back around.
Yeah.
This is where
So-
the gambling comes in.
The giant, you guys all watch as Harper lets out a triumphant squeal. Everyone starts
Rhea's
cheering.
like, whoa.
And then you watch as the giant starts to topple over in her direction. And Harper takes damage.
Yeah.
Oh no. Squished by a giant?
After killing it.
Okay,
Wasted by
it's not
your
too
own
bad. You take
effort.
14 damage as you kind of get out of the way, but it just sort of
Yeah.
lands and crushes
14
your
damage
leg,
actually
I'd
would've
say.
had to
Yeah.
be at 0.
Yeah.
I would have had to do
Now
saving
it's just
throws.
an additional bonus.
I would have probably had to do Constitution saving throws fighting a giant
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Which my Constitution is terrible. So.
Yeah, so your leg is kind of crushed. Is probably a problem. It's not easy to walk on, I'd say.
Yeah, I can imagine after it's already being sore after walking up all these steps. Yeah.
I'm gonna say your speed is reduced by 10 feet until you take a long rest. Doctor's orders.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
I gambled. I got
won that
You got
gamble.
slightly crushed, but only slightly.
a little bit.
all of these dwarves are just it is now dead silent after that thunderous crash of the giant falling and Harper just decimating it. Then one dwarf awkwardly clears her throat and just goes, We loosened it up for her a little bit. We've been fighting it for hours.
Yep.
Should have
but
helped me.
Thank you for coming to our aid. She leans over. Thank you, I said.
Oh, she's up on the.
Yeah.
I look up and like get off the goo off my sword. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. My name's Harper.
Harper, good to meet you.
Just get up here already.
No worries. We'll lower the portcullis for you.
Oh, that works too.
Since your leg doesn't look too good.
I'm fine. Nothing I can't brush off.
She waves in acknowledgement. You wait a couple minutes. Cassie and Harper come over, or Cassie and Truffle come over, I guess. They lower the portcullis, and you move inside. You guys
Limping.
probably go down the stairs and meet them.
Okay.
Mhm.
We're just gonna run up to Harper and start scolding her. And be like, why would you do that?
Giant.
Why would you do that? Did you hear what I said? You're lucky to be alive. That was insane.
I had guys to back me up. You were right. I should have run. But then, how many more dwarves would have been killed?
That was insane
Guys,
and amazing.
we're supposed to be emissaries from the
what?
blade, right?
Oh.
Oh,
We have a purpose here.
Oh yeah.
Some of the dwarves are approaching you now, and they kind of just overhear the last part. And it's the same woman who calls out, and she's just like, "Oh, purpose, are ya? A purpose for finding what looks to be some of your people, eh? But you're green, like a Navari druid."
That's because I am.
The look on her face is like pleasant confusion. But, you know, she's like, it's good to meet ya. My name is Wynn.
Flynn.
Oh, I forgot.
Awkward pause. Flynn.
What's your last name there, Flynn?
I don't really.
Flanagan.
Oh, Flynn. No. We don't really do that.
All right.
We don't
Well,
do
my name's Wynn. Wynn Fustryer.
Did you just make that up?
I just make up all of the names.
It works.
Yeah. My name's Wynn Fustryer. Fustryer. You know what?
Fast. I
Fuck
like
it.
I like
First
it.
dryer.
It's going to be Rustfire, because
Or
that's the
like
name
the-
that I'm basing it
yeah.
off of, but whatever.
I mean, Rust Fryer would be like, you know, like this, like.
A cleric? No,
A
she's
cleric,
Rustfire.
no.
Wynn Rustfire.
Yeah.
Wynn Rustfire. I'm in charge of the, what I guess you would suppose called the military command around here.
We come from the place that we all came from.
The glade, in the forest.
I figured that's why you're all
Yes.
green.
Well, I'm
we're
not
seeking
very
help.
green, actually.
A recent tragedy just struck in the glade, with some of the other Avari Druid, the glade that they live in. A strange snake-like shadow entered the glade and caused some sort of corruption. Everything in the glade is
It's
dead.
nasty now.
It's
It's
rotten.
really
It's
nasty.
just like this.
It's
this
yeah. It's a
Like
lot
that
of those
giant-
black vines, but everywhere.
Now looking at her face, she, as soon as you say like black snake shadow and all this stuff, like her gaze sharpens and focuses on you deeper and deeper until she just says, "I think you better come with me. We'll need to speak to the Viz right away." She leads you in through the portcullis. She's sort of like, a few of the other dwarves around her are trying to like cheers and huzzah and sort of like congratulate you on your kill, but she just sort of like waves them off with an impatient gesture of her hand. She moves you through.
I still wave. I know
Okay.
how to please my fan base.
Yeah. She looks kind of annoyed as you continue to like wave and I guess like gallivant about, but she doesn't say anything. So she brings you into the fortress. It's like a, classic stone fortress picture, like Gondor style. Not Gondor. Where's that battle that they had in Lord of the Rings? Anyways, it doesn't matter.
What?
Not Mordor. Anyways, it's like a big
The chat will
stone
know.
There were a
fortress.
lot of places that
I want to say
had the
Waterdeep,
word
but
door in
no.
them.
No, it is the one that is like Waterdeep. Anyways, but it's all, you know,
Someone Google it.
the big fortress. It's very, the walls encircle like a semicircle, and the rest of this like great building is sort of built up against the side of the mountain. And she leads you inside through the front halls. There's a number of dwarves around. Everyone's in battle gear. You only see dwarves. Like, there are no other races here whatsoever. And
Very
I'm
confused.
imagining
Very-
Flynn is
Very
feeling...
feelings something.
Yeah, you're
like
getting
that.
a lot of looks.
Yeah.
Being the only green dwarf
Aw.
with the only tieflings
It's
and the
hard being
only
green.
human in the thing.
Is this for me to hold on?
Read it.
What is it? Where I can't.
Reading the chat.
In the chat.
Fires of
Oh
Moria.
my god, my mother.
Mother!
Your mother knew.
That's so cute.
Wow. What? Oh,
Thanks,
you
Jen's
mean?
mom.
Yeah.
Is that your mom?
Yeah. My mom's just, yeah.
Oh my goodness, your mom is Mistress Dex? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, that made me chuckle. But I wanted to say something, but then I didn't. For those of you that are watching this, perhaps in a recorded version, Genevieve's mom just said, "Wow, these youngin' gamers not looting the corpse. Kids these days."
Shoot. I
Well,
thought,
no.
but there was. Then someone comes to lecture me and tell us that we have a purpose. So
I also just feel
Yeah.
like, you know, we could respect the giant.
we'll probably get a reward after it anyway.
Exactly.
So.
We're good.
Also,
Anyway.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like I'm not gonna spend my time looting a corpse when there's all these dwarves watching. Like, is that what dwarves do? Now I'm very confused as
Yeah,
to what
Mom.
dwarves do.
She momsplaining D&D to you?
She always momsplains D&D to me.
Your mom has to come on this stream at some point. It has to happen.
All right.
D&D.
Bring your mom to
So-
work day.
Wynn leads you through the hallways. She sort of brings you on a winding, like, trip through this fortress. Everywhere, it's like all very militial right now. Everyone's in full armor. There seems to be a lot of like busy activity going on. Yeah, Helm's Deep. That's the one.
I got the deep part.
Yeah, you sure did. Thank you, Lon Rem, and thank you for following us for 30 minutes. Shout out to you. Yeah, so you are taken into like a side room that appears to be some sort of hunting room. There's like a number of like animal heads along the walls. And there's like a big round table in the middle and a number of dwarves around it. These ones are all very richly dressed, especially the one who appears to be like a pretty young man who is wearing like a very rich fur cloak with a purple velvet sort of like brocade tunic underneath it.
Is that the Viz?
Pardon?
Are
The
we
Viz?
assuming
Yeah,
that's
I think
the
that's the
Viz?
Viz.
That's what Viz is looking.
Yeah.
Wynn bows to him and says, Viz Burkor. What was her accent? Viz Burkor.
Something
I dropped her
Irishish,
ass.
and I was
Yeah,
kind of like,
Irish.
I
sure,
don't remember you
you
telling
do.
us the name.
Yeah,
Can you tell us what
Viz,
this is?
Viz of Loa is Burkor.
Burkor Don Loa. Viz Burkor. I have brought these visitors from outside the clan, and possibly one who is from here originally, and they have some news from the Avari Glade that you should probably hear right away. He nods at her and says, what kind of voice is he going to have? He says, thank you, Win Rustfire. Welcome, visitors. You have certainly come a long way. Please have a seat. Would you like a handkerchief for...
That would be nice. That would be appreciated. Thank you.
He sort of reaches behind him and hands you one. When he smiles, it's like a very warm smile. He's got like a young, unlined face, sandy brown hair, and he like that ruggedness of a dwarf, but like he seems thinner in like facial structure than most dwarves, and his eyes are like a very, very bright pale blue that still has that like boyish spark to it. You just get the air of like youngness
Like
and
the hot
youth.
hobbit dwarves.
Yeah, like Mary.
Yeah.
Like the hobbit dwarves.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird, but like,
Yeah.
you know, like the hobbit dwarves.
Yeah, he has a very merry look about him.
Sweet.
Personally,
I didn't know
like
that was
Pippin.
a thing we all knew.
Apparently it
Is
is.
that a thing we've all agreed upon and no one speaks it?
Apparently.
I'll just hold it inside.
Not like the hobbits. I mean the dwarves in the Hobbit, as opposed to like Gimli.
Yeah.
Good,
Right?
We know which ones you mean.
You know, like the.
Oh, you mean
twins.
hobbits are hotter than dwarves?
No, she means the dwarves in The
Yeah, in The
Hobbit
Hobbit.
were hotter than the dwarves in The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like
Series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
Really start
Like that
putting,
king dude that was hotter than the rest of them. Anyways.
That's very true.
Yeah, it was.
What's up with that, Lord of the Rings?
They were being prejudiced against the dwarves or something.
Maybe like after a certain amount of time, the dwarves just got gross.
Maybe.
Because like they didn't used to be gross, but then a lot of time passes between those two stories.
Sure.
Anyways,
It's just assimilation.
questions. Answer these questions in the chat. I will read it.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, Harper wipes off the goo and thanks him, and it's a lot more cordial, realizing this is a more serious
Oh my
situation than handling her fans out back. So
Wynn, as you are doing that, Wynn sort of steps up next to Burkor and whispers like something in his ear. It's like in Dwarvish and very like fast and rapid. You can't really make it out, but when she's finished, like those pale eyes are just growing like bigger and rounder until also somebody got Pumbaa also. He's here. Also Truffle is here.
Thank you.
well, we opened the
we
gate.
opened
right?
it,
Yeah. So Truffle came through. I just remember that. But yeah, his eyes are like large and he turns to you and he says, "You slew the giant." And Wynn is like, "I mean, we loosened him up for her."
The dwarves here are mighty warriors, and we would not have shared this victory if it were not for their strong work.
And Cassie is like, "And without my whispered sweetness."
Yes.
I just wink at her.
He says, "This is quite the feat. You must. Who are you? And what brings you here? Wynn says that there has been trouble in the Avari Glade, but please tell me everything." You guys notice that there are still a number of people in the room with him that he hasn't introduced yet, and they're all just sort of like standing behind him like a wall of advisors.
This news is quite important and should probably be kept confidential. Only it might be best if we speak alone.
What's your passive insight?
Where's insight? Oh, so that'd be 10 because I have a 0 to insight.
You, I'm guessing, have better passive insight?
No, I have worse passive insight.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I have 9. I'm not
What
very
is everyone's
insight sketchy.
passive insight then?
11.
11 and Flynn?
11.
All right, cool. You all, for a moment, miss Zara, as you think that something is happening here, but you're not sure what. But Burkor just nods at you and says, "Yes, of course. I will make sure everyone, please, you are dismissed." Wynn, however, stays by his side, and she just makes eye contact with you, and it's like looking at the face of a mountain. She's just like completely impassive, and she's like, "I'm not moving."
I've like any military leader, I feel like we'd get each other. So
Bree feels the urge to take the lead in the conversation.
Okay.
Considering that she and Cass are probably the most persuasive people. Yeah. And she just is like, and now that we are here together, just us.
Oh, real quick, as everyone else is filing out of the room,
Yes.
there is, I'm going to say Bree would notice, because Bree's probably the most paranoid in looking at people. You just make eye contact with one dwarven woman. She's got like a dark red, sort of like frizzy fro on her head that's just sort of sticking out, but she's wearing like very fine clothing. And you make eye contact with her as she walks out, and her gaze just sort of lingers on you in a slightly uncomfortable way. But she moves out.
That's weird. Do I recognize her?
No.
Just on me? Or on all of us?
I mean, like, she's sort of, like, looking at all of you, but you're the one that happened to, like, make eye contact.
And she just has, like, Like a lingering gaze.
Yeah,
that's
just like a
RBF.
What
Like
is
she's
that?
like
Resting
bitch
bitch
face. Like is she looking at me and she's like,
or DTF.
or is she looking
Yeah.
at me and she's like, oh.
Roll me an insight check.
Okay. I mean, my insight's terrible, but. So my insight 13.
13. Yeah, it seems like you've seen this kind of look before, probably from, probably from like courtesans in your brothel, sort of who are rivals.
Oh, okay.
It's like a look of contention.
Oh, okay. It's like a competitive look.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Bree files that away in her mind. She had frizzy hair.
Yeah. Like this really straight, but like sticking out a bunch.
Flynn's just like watching dwarves. That's just what Flynn's doing, just watching dwarves.
They all look at you too. There's a lot of awkward, prolonged eye contact.
Cool. But they all left.
Yeah, they all leave except for Wynn and Burkort.
Okay. So, yeah, Bree like clocks that, but I don't know. She doesn't feel like she should probably bring that up with Burkort. That seems like a bad idea. Something to investigate later. Yes, we have come, now that we're alone, we have come here because, as we were saying, something terrible has happened in the glade. And we have been told by the druids to come here to seek help. We wouldn't have been able to find you if it weren't for Flynn, who obviously has a history here, but who maybe doesn't remember that. So
Roll me an intelligence check also.
16.
Yeah, so you also remember that specifically you were sent here to retrieve something that will help give you powerful magic. I don't know if that's something that you wanted to say out loud, but that is one of the reasons Iris Jen sent you here, was to retrieve that ingredient.
Yeah. I don't know how I would phrase that. Well, we have heard that there might be something that you could do to help. There might be something you have in your possession.
As you say that, you can tell, I'd say even with your like passive insights of 11 being the highest, like there is a almost like visible like jerk as Burkor wants to look at Wynn, but Wynn is just staring stoically ahead, not blinking or moving, and Burkor sort of like uncomfortably restrains himself from looking directly at her and just sort of turns to you and says, well, that is quite troubling news. We certainly would like to help in whatever way we possibly can, especially for one of our lost ones. He sort of like gives a bit of a sideways look at Wynn. She still ignores him. And he just kind of like hesitantly teases out, do you know where you were out beyond the leaves? In what place were you?
Oh. I just realized that I came from beyond the leaves. I don't really remember much. There was this huge being part of the druids is hard. And I don't really remember much from before then. And so I'm having a really hard time figuring out where I came from. But maybe you can help me.
He says, when you say that you don't remember, there's actually like a visible look of relief now that crosses his face. He is a very young politician who is not good at hiding his facial expressions yet. So a lot of this is like very easy to read. And I'm not just saying that because Zara's not here and I'm throwing you guys a bone. But he just says, yes, of course, we'll help you in any way we can. And you slew the giant that's been raiding our town here, and that means really quite a lot to us.
How old is he?
He seems
how does he look?
young, so
Like
let's see.
80.
Average dwarf
How
Maybe
old?
like
age.
50 is mature.
How old does Flynn look?
So hasn't quite reached maturity. So he's probably about like 40. He's about 50, which is about like 25, I'd say.
That's a very
So
young.
young.
Okay. How old does Flynn look?
Didn't we decided on Flynn's age, right?
Came up with a
Flynn's
number?
about 100, I think.
Cool. I put 120. So
Yeah.
let's go with that number.
Yeah.
I put that down this morning.
Perfect.
Okay.
So you can tell Flynn's older. Wynn also looks to be about Flynn's age. Wynn and Flynn.
Right.
Shipped.
What would it be? Just Wynn or Flynn?
Woolen.
Very interesting. So, do you guys think you could do anything to help?
Yes,
Then?
and perhaps you'd be able to help us as well. Things are... Hearing... He struggles with himself for a moment and sort of like, again, looks like he wants to turn to Wynn for direction, but she just sort of like, she doesn't move, but you see her eyes like do slide down to him for a moment. They make eye contact and there's like a softening in her eyes that you haven't seen before. And he seems to like bolster himself from that. And he just sort of like sits up a little straighter and he says, "We are in a difficult time. There have been a number of creatures that have been attacking our settlements and our clan. Things that you saw, like that one outside. The corruption that you speak of in the glade, it seems to have reached here somehow as well. We have always had to fight our way and to be strong against the different monsters that inhabit this area, but now they're different. They're changed. There's an evil about them, a stench, as I recognize from the blood on you. And we suspect that many of our breaches, many of our defenses inside the mountain have been breached. Perhaps we'd be able to assist you." And when he says that, Wynn looks at him again, but this time he's the one that's staring ahead and ignoring her, and he says, "Yes, I would like to help you, and I think I know the thing that that the druids had asked you to retrieve. You see, the Loa, we have a different sort of magic than the rest of the forest. We don't draw our magic from singing or from the elves, or none of that. We draw our magic from the ground, from the earth, and as such, we have a number of stones."
They're earthbenders?
Not quite. He pulls out like an amulet from underneath his tunic, and it's like a bright gleaming red amulet that seems to have like a shifting gold center in the middle. It's like a big ruby with like a glittery gold center. As he holds it up to the light, it sort of like flashes and becomes like a pale white and then back to red again. And he says, "We've discovered a number of these stones inside of our mines. They are quite rare, quite powerful, but they can achieve greater magic."
Did you say inside of your minds?
Mines.
Oh, your minds.
My minds.
Sorry, your accent. Sorry.
Sorry, my accent's horrible.
Don't say that, Parkour.
Just picture one of the attractive dwarves. And it'll
Parkour,
be
don't
fine.
say that. Don't say that. Don't apologize for your accent, Parkour. It's just hard for me to... Sorry, I have a Waterdeep accent. I have one too. We're all from somewhere.
We're all from somewhere. That's right. Yeah, so these are very, very rare, and I'm sure a number of the other dwarves would not be too happy with me sharing them with strangers, but I think that with the corruption that's happening here and the corruption in the glade, it's time for us to have friends rather than more enemies at our backs. When he says enemies, sort of clears her throat a little bit, and he says, he looks a little sheepish for a moment, but then says, "You should know, though, if you're going to be sticking around here for a little while, there's currently a lot of politics happening right now. I don't know if you've heard, but we rotate out our polis every year, and the choosing is coming up for the next polis. There's a few different factions within us currently that are not making it easy for me as the Viz to choose my next people. There's a lot of powers at play here, so I'd recommend you keep a low profile while you're here, and nobody can know of this alliance. Not right now, anyway. What I need from you, if you're willing to help, since you made quick work of that giant out there, is if you were able to travel down into the mines and help us deal with some of these creatures. I've reports that something particularly monstrous has now clambered up from one of the depths.
What do you know of this creature?
It's ugly as hell from what I've heard.
Ugly.
Some sort of, I don't even know how an abomination like it could even exist, but some sort of demonic, yeah, but you know, I've seen people have brought seafood here before. I've seen seafood, and it looks, from what I hear, it looks like that. It's got claws, it's got giant beak things that grip.
Crab?
A crab.
Like soft shell crab.
It looks very strange.
How does it smell?
Awful. It's got the same corruption, the vines and coming out of all of its orifices. Scary as hell.
Just to double check as well, I take the sample of the ooze that I got from the glade and show it to him. This is a similar corruption that you're dealing with?
He holds out that handkerchief you just handed back, and it looks exactly the same.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's dire news. No offense to you, friend. You look a little shocked, but perhaps while your friends take care of this thing, I would like to spend some time with you and work out where you really came from here.
If you think you could, I mean, you're really good at fighting and stuff, right? I mean, maybe I could.
You have to discover who you are. These are your people, and I mean, we got this, guys.
Are you going to be okay?
Oh yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I'll be fine. I just wanted to say thank you so much for leading us here. You know, without you, we may have never made it here. And also that stuff you did with the bow was really cool. And I don't know where you learned that, but it was amazing. So just whatever you do, just safe travels. And Bree goes to hug Flynn and whispers in Flynn's ear, "Don't trust anyone here."
There's the Bree we know. I was like, Bree's hugging?
Yeah. And whispers, weird. "Don't trust anything here."
So, I give Truffle a little scritch behind the ears as well.
Does Truffle still hate me?
Does he?
Because I manhandled him.
I mean, he seems to be fine now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Truffle's doing okay. Truffle seems to know where he's at.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
He's
Yeah.
home.
So Wynn kind of jerks her head at you and leads you out of the room. And Burkor turns back to you and says, "We'll do what we can for your friend. They look a little lost there, and we always take in our kin. After all, we're dwarves. Dwarves in a forest. It's an unusual circumstance."
That's very nice of you.
Anything else you need from me?
Well, we promise we won't tell anyone about this amulet, and we very much appreciate it. Who's actually holding on to it right now?
I think, are we getting it
Oh, you didn't get it. He just showed it to you.
okay.
He's like, you can
Okay.
have it if you do the thing.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Can I
It's leverage.
stare at him and just kind of insight this dude a little bit?
What are you inciting?
Like, I kind of just want to see if he's, looking kind of shifty when he tells us, like, "Oh yeah, we'll help you, you know, in exchange if we kill the beast." Like,
Okay.
is he, sweating?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, is that cocked? Should I roll again?
I think that's a...
Should I roll again? DM?
15.
I can't even remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like
It's
a
a pretty
15
clear
to me.
15.
So,
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, he seems nervous, but not because he's lying kind of nervous, but he seems like a kid that's not really sure what to do with what's been dropped in his lap. But now he sees you guys as like a solution. Like there have been a lot of troubles for him lately. He seems to have more troubles than he is really like going into detail about.
Right.
But yeah, he's looking for friends. He needs people he can trust.
New kid on the block.
I get that. Looking for friends.
We might need to rest before we go down. Is that okay?
Absolutely. We'll set you up in the same quarters as Flynn.
Yeah.
How do you suggest you keep low? Like everybody's seeing us all.
Yeah, it's not really any way to do it, but, don't go
Just don't go talking to people.
slaying a frost giant in front of 40 dwarves.
We'll try not to do that again.
Too. I mean, what's worse, killing the dwarf or killing the frost giant, or the frost giant killing 40 dwarves?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As you're walking out of the room, Flynn, you hear a voice in your head that just says, is this working? Hello, Flynn? Flynn? Oh, right. There's a limited number of words on this. Zara is following. She is well. Bye.
Bye.
I guess I should I'll tell the
Yeah,
others.
you're like not quite out of the room yet.
And just be like, Zara is on her way.
By herself?
Just I don't remember her name.
Iris Jen.
Iris Jen.
Yeah.
Just a little hello from Iris Jen.
Oh.
Did she say if she was okay? I mean,
Yes.
to walk up all those...
Yes, literally said
The
she's
stairs.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
the stairs.
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know how she's doing it.
I should
But
meet her
she's
down
okay.
halfway. She's gonna need some help. As I get up, I feel the pain. It's like, no, she's gonna be okay.
Yeah, we
you
should.
need to rest.
We should all rest. I'm sure Zara will find a way to get up here.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I'm
the
sure
dwarves.
she
We can
will.
let the dwarves know that she's coming.
Yeah.
Like there'll be a random.
Do you want to tell Burkor? I guess he's in the room while you say he's like,
Yeah.
This is Zara.
Another trusted companion from the forest.
Oh, wonderful. Another trusted companion. You always need more of those. God, his accent is just so all over the place.
I mean,
So either
you
you
can
have to
always
just-
use trusted companions.
Can I get an ice bath or something? I've been really working out today. I need.
Ice. We got lots of ice.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's strange.
Anything you
We're in a
need.
desert, but we have ice.
Mountain, desert place.
Mountain,
You know,
desert.
it works.
One side has ice, one.
So yeah, he sort of like leads you out of the room. He introduces you to a couple other dwarves who show you to some quarters, and you all have like comfortable arrangements. The beds are not large. I'm gonna say Bree is probably a little squished into her short little bed. Maybe she sleeps on the floor. Maybe she does something else. You're not really sure.
You're not really sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I imagine that Bree would probably try to find like 2 beds if she could.
Yeah, and push them
Just
together.
push them together.
She steals the bed from Cassie.
My feet! Stop it!
You can sleep on the other half.
Okay.
2 tieflings like piled up. Definitely still not big
2
enough.
dwarf beds.
I hide my bag with the flour just in case you eat it again.
Just in case I eat it again?
Yeah.
Flynn would come back after a few hours
not
as
eating
well.
that flour.
They would have taken you around and just sort of like asked you a few questions, but unfortunately with your memory being so hazy, they weren't really able to identify who your family was here. But they all do recognize you as Loa. There is that innate magic within you that they can sense. So they're like, we're just going to work on it a day at a time. But you get to bunk up with your friends again. And you know that the dwarves are taking you on a pilgrimage tomorrow to go in search of your family. So, Ohana. Ohana means family. So yeah, you're not going to see them for a while, but you can say bye.
I'm gonna learn more about me.
Just be careful though.
Find yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you really need help, I'm sure I could go help you in the depths of the mines.
Truffle is like,
Just
Like in a laughing at me kind of.
no, like in an
Like
agreeing.
an
kind of-
agreeing.
Oh, and you also, on your pilgrimage with the dwarves are also going to fetch Zara and bring her back to the base of the mountain.
Sweet.
so that she can find her way through the fog. Because I'm a DM who thinks of things.
I was not sure if that could be a thing. Like maybe she magicked it.
Yeah, but you need a you. So we'll do that. And then I think that's where we'll wrap up the session for tonight. Woo! But the good news is that we'll be back next week with a new episode because weekly, and now we're really getting into the suspense.
Fighting.
Fight some monsters. Gonna get some magic items. If you're here from Axis Tavern, here is your final cue to get some XP. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone at all who's joining us. How'd you guys feel about the session?
Fun.
Very good. Thank you for casting Hold Person.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
That was really great.
Died. That was such a gamble, but it worked. And I need to consider,
Even my heart was kind of like, I don't know how to fudge these dice rolls. Like, this is not going to be good.
It would have got its saving throw and then rolled in that 20, and it just would have been like, well, bye, Harper.
Yeah. And then Zara would have just, you might have had to come back as a dwarf. Like, I think you probably would have because you would have been here.
Well, I would have been a dwarf cleric. But
Why? Where you die is where you come back?
Well, I mean, like, just because it wouldn't have made sense for me to send someone else from somewhere else in the forest.
Well, unless they were accompanying Zara or something.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm glad that didn't have to happen.
Yes, me too.
And thank you, Genevieve, for joining us again. Love Flynn, as always. Yay.
This is really good.
And if you're loving the Roll for Dameage, don't forget to tune in on Saturdays where we do Roll for Insight. I guess this week it might be at a different time. Stay tuned for the time because me and Jess are actually going to be traveling to Port Hope to be on a panel with Ed Greenwood.
Yes,
who is,
that is this weekend. That's right.
Yeah. And he's the writer of the Forgotten Realms. So it's just kind of a big deal.
What is he doing in Port Hope?
Check out my shirt, guys. I'm going to show you my shirt.
Oh, yeah. And Amanda's amazing shirt.
Dungeons and Dragons.
It's from Gamer Concepts, so if you guys are into this design, they have like a couple of cute designs that are awesome. But I like that the dragon is literally just like full on just drag.
It's pretty good.
So drag.
Oh, wow. I just realized this will be the first night where Jess isn't here to drive us home.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, and for other things, but like, it's just sort of like, that
our like
thing
last thing that we all
I was like,
do
we all
together.
have the car ride home now where we can chat, and it's not going to be that.
Like how far?
We'll sort it out afterwards. We'll sort it out.
Let me just say my full address on the internet, and then everything will be fine.
Sounds good. Sounds like it'll be fine.
So be sure to follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter. We are Roll for Dameage on YouTube as well. We are very excited to continue doing this now on a weekly basis. We do have a Patreon and a Ko-fi. If you would like to financially support us in any way, we would be super ever grateful. On our list of things we would like to do, we would like to have more minis. I'd like to have some supplies for crafting. And we'd love to give you guys a part to be in the stream. You can create an NPC and get introduced into the stream. So that's kind of cool.
To meet Lynn's character.
You did not meet him this time, but he's coming.
Oh my goodness.
And I guess we'll do outros. Just say a little bit about yourself and whatever you want to promote and whatever you want to say. Take it away.
Hey,
Flynn
I'm
Jen.
Genevieve. Just gotta say shout out, thanks Mom for hanging out on the stream.
Yay, thanks Jen's mom.
Love
So
it.
funny, love it.
Follow me on Twitter, microbiogen. I talk a lot about science and gay stuff, and so that's pretty good. Lately it's been a lot of gaming, so gaming. I had a lot of fun. Can't wait to be back.
Yay. Just make sure you're following me on Instagram, I guess, if you want to stay tuned with what I'm doing. The next couple weeks, I'll just be hanging out, doing normal probably stuff, maybe making some content. You can also go follow my YouTube channels if you want. I have my own personal YouTube channel where there's lots of old embarrassing videos of me, if that's your thing. So you can just find that, I think. I think that actually, it's either VampX13 or it's Amanda McKnight. And then you can follow me on Fun Games Only if you want to learn about board games. Follow me on Top 10 Nerd if you want to learn about comics and stuff like that.
And over to this side of the table.
Again, I'm Megan Gibson. I'm on Twitter at MegGibson and on Instagram at Meg_Gibson1. I'm an HR professional, and I had so much fun tonight, and I'm very glad I didn't die.
Killed a giant.
Yeah, right? That's
Pretty
Harper's like
amazing.
biggest kill as well. That is
Like,
Gotta
like
be.
physically,
yeah.
spatially,
Yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah.
You did
Like 80 damage.
so much damage to that giant.
So much
Well-
damage.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was like ultra damage. I think you
Yes.
did like 70 points of damage to it.
Sounds about
and
right.
then Flynn did the other 20.
Yeah. Well, having someone to cast Hold Person and Bardic Inspiration was super helpful. So, yeah, this is why I love melee fighters as well. But, yeah.
Yay.
So nice.
Good moments.
Yeah. No, again, I don't have social media, but
Just
hey,
say bye.
you'll see me next week. Bye.
That's right. The
Thanks,
only
Gemma.
place you can see Maxine is if you come here and watch Roll for Damage.
That's
So you
right.
Maxine
better.
is our RFD exclusive.
Yeah, she is.
only
Exclusive
here.
VIP.
She doesn't exist anywhere else. We just
Exactly.
keep her in her closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting a little musty in there.
My name's Lily. I've been your dungeon host this evening. You can follow me on Instagram at justalil.nerd. You can chat with me and hang out with me if you join my server, which is Axis Tavern below, where
Do
you can
it.
also earn experience and chances to win cool things if you watch streams like this one. So it's a cool spot. Would love to see you there. And also shout out for our producer, Ben. Can We Play Already? Please follow Can We Play Already on Twitch and Instagram. And on Twitter, it is Can We Play Tweets? Yep, I knew that. You can also find me playing a Stranger Things module on there. That was really fun if you want to see me playing. And if you were here from Gen Con, big shout out to you. Thank you for proving my marketing budget works. Also, I want to do a shout out for one of our new positions on the behind the screens, my dungeon mechanic, Swiss, who helped me create the mechanics of this adventure, because
Nice.
mechanics is something I am lacking on. So Swiss is an amazing person who is going to have social media soon, if I have anything to say about it. So you'll be able to follow him eventually. And that has been Roll for Damage. Have a great night. Thank you for joining. Thank you again to our patrons, Derek, Lynn, Jordan. You're all amazing. Shout outs all around. And woo! We killed a giant. Yay! Good night, everyone.
You guys helped.
See you next week or on Saturday. Bye.
Bye.